We gotta make a thumbnail. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Vin in the house. This is Sori.
I just heard somebody like sneeze really loudly under our window.
Yeah. If you're new, don't know who we are Christians who react to heavy metal music.
I was gonna say the best reactors, but there's that too.
We're also the best, most humblest rappers. We're the best, most humblest people on YouTube.
Yeah, and we have the most charisma.
We have also the most charisma. That's only going to increase with age.
Yep.
Like fine wine.
Yes, that's us. Shout out to us.
Yes.
Look, other channels, they shout out their patrons.
Right. They shout
out their subscribers.
Right.
We're just going to shout out ourselves. We're going to be the first to congratulate.
I want to take some, we're going to pull a LeBron James. Time and
congratulate ourselves.
To just congratulate
anyway, let's
ourselves.
Get serious now. There's music to be listened to. We are music people. We love music and we love experiencing new things, and that is one thing that we are able to do on this channel. I'm pretty sure it was Gary V that said, do what you love
and you'll never work a day in your life.
Right, exactly. And then you never have to feel lazy either because you just want to do it. So luckily for us, our job is to react to music that we love. So here we are. We've got a couple of choices that we have on the menu tonight of music, and it is from our good friends, and they have picked these songs for one reason or another. Sometimes they let us know why, and sometimes they don't. So, do you know which one we're starting with?
Shout out to the big homie Perkinos in the house.
Middle Earth, what's up?
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum, ya sheikh.
River, hi.
Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Did you see that, River, was it you that sent me that link, or do I keep talking to you like it was? Wasn't it you that sent me that link about it's a guy that he dresses in all kinds of different things, and he acts out these things and talks about philosophy, but the one that you sent me was on a speech by Caesar. Was that you? Yes or no in the comments section. Hurry up.
And also, my Middle America video got cut off.
Thanks again to Spectrum.
Shout out to Spectrum.
Yeah, they were supposed to send a tech out today, a manager. Lies.
Yeah.
More lies.
May Allah destroy Spectrum, inshallah. Yep. But I was
everyone
able...
that converts with them.
Yeah. I was able to...
What happened to your comment section?
The video itself... This is the comment section.
Yeah,
the video itself... pretty much said what I wanted to say. So, it was still there. Middle America's starting to pick up. I'm sure you guys have noticed. We've got some guests lined up and things like that I think people will probably be interested in watching.
You'll want to tune in.
It was in philosophy too.
Yes, exactly. I didn't want to assume that he or she was trans. I knew that they do different costumes, and so I didn't want to make any assumptions. But did you see the most recent one? There was something about, I can't even remember, she comes sliding out from underneath a car all dressed up in leather. And I was just...
this is that thing that you were watching last
night. I had just started watching it, and then Vinny came in, and we already had something else lined up that we were going to watch together. So I put it on pause, but I'm definitely going back to that one. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about, but... I literally watched that thing multiple times.
Which topic was it on?
The first one, the one that River sent me, it was on philosophy, but it was the breaking down of an argument. How to break down an argument. And so it's been really helpful for me because there's a lot of those discussions that I have with the kids. And so I try to start with where they're going, because he basically teaches you to look. Actually, I feel a little uncomfortable saying he. You said it was a trans woman, but in that video, the trans woman is dressed as a man. So I'm saying he. But
really?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it depends on which video you click on will depend on what the person is dressed as. So maybe it's a they. So anyway, in that video, they start with a conclusion. Whatever, when people are making an argument, they say a bunch of stuff to kind of hold up their point, and at the end they bring out their conclusion. And so he was teaching you to take what the conclusion is and work backwards to see if there's valid arguments or sound arguments. And so some things are valid, but they're not sound. And so you should try, before you make any accusations or any assumptions, you should always try to make sure that those things are like held together by very like sound arguments, and so it's been actually really helpful. I've been using it quite a bit actually. So I'm going to be diving into another one of those videos at some point here. So let's see how to switch the channel. Excuse me. Still trying to get the baby to sleep through the night. That's not completely set up yet, but okay, let me just change this. Ooh. What happened? Oh, here it is.
Yeah. What happened?
I couldn't find our channel, but then I found it. We're still here, guys.
Jeremy Jensen in the house. Eric Adams in the house. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys, you beautiful people.
It looks like somebody said you should check out something. If you're a patron, I'm basically the only one that does the talking on Patreon. So if you're a patron, you can send me stuff if you are wanting me to check something out. Again, you have to know who you're dealing with here. Vinny, if you send a very long email, he's going to read every bit of it. If you send it to me and it's long, I'm going to like skim it. And if it's a link, I'm going to start playing it. And if it doesn't interest me very quickly, I'm going to skip it ahead a couple minutes. And if I'm still not interested, that's it. Like, I don't give anything a lot of time. That thing that River you sent me kept me like right in there. I was like in the zone with it. So, you know, it is what it is. One day I got multiple links for multiple people, so I just kept clicking on it, and then I was like, nah. Then another one, I was like, okay, I'll watch this one through.
And it worked?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on, you know, you have to pique my interest.
Okay, Pastor Muppets is in the house.
Hello, honey, how are you?
You saying that's a Pastor Muppets?
Yeah. I don't even see any horses anymore without thinking of you.
Really? Without seeing Pastor Muppets?
Yeah.
Why? What?
She has horses.
No way.
Honey, am I confused or are you confused?
I'm probably confused. I didn't know she had horses. How was I supposed to know that?
Pastor of Muppets, did we send a video to your brother?
Yeah, we did. We sent a video to her brother.
So it's...
Oh.
Isn't that who it is?
I thought...
Okay, wait.
Yes. That is her.
Okay, Pastor. Yeah, I was pretty sure that's who you are.
Anyway,
yeah. Every time I see horses, I think about you, and I think about you putting the music on the horses.
Ben Webb just had his birthday on the 7th. He was born on 7/7. Ain't that something? Ben Webb, what a glorious day.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we got to get Ben to show up. I tried to get Ben's number, but he's like, no, I'm not giving you my number. Yeah, he won't give me his number. He's like, no, you idiot. I want nothing to do with you.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, guys. So it's good to see everybody. You know, all all the Middle America support. I appreciate it. Shout out to the big homie. What's his name?
Who? What?
Tasco. Tasco is the one that sent me the video that we commented on that got Jimmy Dore to retweet it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was Tasco. And Tasco also had the correction.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had the correction of the thing. So I pinned it as the first comment.
Tasco, do you have a Middle America shirt? Because I believe you deserve one.
Yeah, he deserves one for sure. Yeah, I thought Ben's birthday was 666.
So did I, actually. Interesting.
Really? So you thought he was born June 6th of 1906?
Yeah.
Or June 6th of 2006?
2006.
Actually, June 6th of 2006 could actually work for Ben Webb.
Yeah,
that could actually work, actually.
Oh, little baby Ben Webb.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you sent me your picture, I'd put it on a little baby for you.
Yeah.
Remember I did that to that other person?
You did. Well, you did that for Jimmy with the thingamajig.
Oh, yeah, but that's where I put Jimmy's face on it. He must have
like
liked that.
that.
Yeah, I'll be like, you like that one?
Did you see that shit?
That was me.
It's my partner in crime.
Yeah, that's if you ever get to talk to him.
All right,
good luck with that.
What's the first song that we're doing, actually?
Whichever one we want, but I wanted to Die Alone.
Die Alone.
Yeah, I feel like it'll help me.
Okay, so Holger, please be careful. We don't use language like that in our community. Not saying you're the worst person in the world. That's just not what we do here. So, please adjust accordingly. Thank you very much, brother or sister. Could be. I still think you should come a little bit more.
I can't.
This way.
Your chair's too fat.
Okay, guys. The first song is actually gonna be. Oh, you said Die Alone, right?
Yep.
Since you aren't checking Twitch, I switched here. Well, I've got this new app that actually gives me the ability to comment, because right now I've got this app doesn't give me the ability to comment, but I just downloaded a new one that does. Shout out to Mike Ruck. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, River, you can message me in Patreon.
What's the first song? What do you say? Die Alone?
Yeah, Die Alone by Light the Torch. Okay, River, send me a message in Patreon and we will... I thought that you wanted to do the shoot for... I thought you were shooting for late August, the 27th through the 29th, but if I misunderstood that, send me a message in Patreon and I will update your information and we'll get you situated. This is supposed to be the official.
This band is... Yeah, it's definitely going to get copyrighted.
It will?
Yeah. It's on Nuclear Blast.
Okay, that's all right. I'll play the official over here.
I mean,
you can still see
the official is just them doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a storyboard video.
Okay.
Although I like to see when the guys rock out. So, I mean, you can call it if you believe that we'll get away with it. It's up to you.
I have no clue. You're better at knowing that than I am. I'm not even gonna.
Then it's gonna get blocked.
I'm not even gonna pretend that I have a clue if that's gonna get blocked.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Madawan. I really appreciate that. And your girlfriend as well.
What?
Thank you.
What did he say? I didn't even see it.
He says he listens to us a lot.
Oh, thank you very much.
Amy, my birthday's on the 27th. Sharing the month with Ben Webb is beyond disappointing. Maybe it's a sign from God.
It's true. Maybe you're supposed to marry him.
That you're supposed to marry him, inshallah. You made my whole light. You're awesome. Oh, look at this guy's thingy.
Oh wait, was that Wheezy?
Oh, that's us. That's when we used to sign the shirts.
Yeah.
Remember we used to sign the shirts and we put a little message on them?
Yeah.
We should probably bring that back.
We should.
Should probably bring that back. You guys, look, if you win a shirt or you buy a shirt, we'll sign it for you and send it if you want it signed.
You're 58. So is Vin.
I'm also 58.
Yeah. I'm 24.
Vin, do more Twitch streams. You guys like the Twitch streams?
Hi, Stacy.
Shout out to Stacy. Who's Stacy?
Fernando's girl. The one that we always
Oh, the one you do. He always says the songs. Yeah. Shout out to the homie. And shout out to his wife too.
There are some people that just stick out, and once I have something in my head, like I said, whenever I see horses, I think of
Pastor of Muppets.
I always want to say Master of Puppets, but Pastor of Muppets, yes.
Do you not do?
If I
do you not react?
Rude and annoying, I think of Ben Webb.
I don't understand the statement. Do you not react to live chat? Not a diss. I might be stupid. I don't know what you're saying necessarily. Disturbed one.
Yeah, just say that again. What is wrong with you? Of all people.
It is true. It's true. He always talks about Ben. It's hilarious. That's my man, though.
Yeah, but
I mean, Ben kind of creates that type of situation. All right, guys. Did I download the video yet? Let's see. Did it work? Did the download work?
Wait. I love the comments that say Vin what? Go back to that.
That Vin is the greatest man in the world. I love the comments that say Vin is too shouty. Yeah. Yeah, on the Middle America side, they're like, it's too shouty. It's too shouty.
As in you yell too much?
Yeah. I was yelling at Jenk. My second video, I didn't really yell at Jenk. That's why I emphasized with the pointing. There's different ways to emphasize. It's like, no, Jenk, you did that.
Yeah.
What is the best cereal to eat? Frosted Mini Wheats. Duh.
It depends on what type of mood we're in. We also love O's.
Duh. Oh, yeah, O's are good. Brian and Ben in the chat makes the Firestream.
It's so true. I love watching that go back and forth.
I know, because Brian will just be like, "Fuck you, Ben Webb."
Yeah. When I used to work publicly, there was different people on the schedule that I was like, if that person was there, you knew this is horrible, but you knew the night was going to be better because they were miserable. And sometimes miserable people are very entertaining. Because you're like, wow, is it really that bad? And they would get upset about things that other people don't think are that bad. But now that I'm older, now I'm like, hey, my mic's not on? How rude.
You got disconnected. Oh, I probably got disconnected.
Yeah, somebody pulled it out. My back is also my show. Oh, look. Thank you, Eric, for telling me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have told you.
I know.
I love Alice in Chains. Oh, Goth Mom in the house. Goth Mom's in the house. Goth Mom's in the house. The Disturbed one, you didn't do anything wrong. I was just trying to figure out what the question was.
And actually, I'm very curious about your question, so if you could please rephrase it so we can know what you're saying. We're not easily offended people, so.
I'm trying to order a shirt, but I don't know how to tell you guys I want it signed. There isn't a little box for a message. Hector, what size are you? What's up, Sentinel? They're both intelligent trolls like arch enemies. Yeah, I agree. It's yin and yang. Like, they should do like a rap song or something together. I'd pay for that one. Goth Mom in the house.
Glad the fridge is fixed.
Okay, so Hector is a double XL. Okay, so
what's up with the image? Oh, that's Vin's brother.
Yep.
Vin's brother is in this picture.
Yeah, my family's got a history of service to this great nation, and there is Mr. Moose right there. That's my
boom.
That's my bro. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to Drew. Shout out to the homie. Much love to the bro. Much love to you, big boy. He hit me up today. He's like, yeah, bitch. Here, I'm here. You haven't talked to me in a while, so just checking in, make sure you're good. Blah blah blah. You guys have to get Stream Elements so YouTube doesn't take half. Love you guys.
What's that? I
appreciate that, Kane Young. I think Stream Elements. We actually do have Stream Elements. That's who gives us the updates after every thingamajig. They give you updates on how the streams went. You never check them, but I check them every day.
So how come we don't have that? If we can,
we do.
They can stop robbing us.
We do, but it doesn't actually circumvent YouTube's. You know, Google's going to take their cut. They do it with AdSense. They do it here, and that's that's why we do the Patreon thing.
Right.
But we did have a thing where it was like, send it to PayPal. Because then it goes directly to us. But I think part of the fun of the super chat is you say something and boom, it pops on the screen. You know what I mean? So we take a little bit of a loss financially, but I feel like it enhances the experience of the person and the audience itself. So
I mean,
that's
the
why
other
we
night
do it.
you were on a stream. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. You were on a stream and you did a super chat. And I was like, oh, I can't wait for them to read your super chat.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Actually, but it was a cutter of a law. That was a good thing they didn't read that super chat.
I know.
I said, yes, thank you so much. You're always good with the details.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if...
That was such a bad idea. Such a bad idea. Yeah, the Disturbed one. Yeah, we read the comments for sure. The only time we don't interact with the comments on one of these lives is when we start reviewing a song because, people are paying for it. And so I kind of I zero in and focus as best as I can. But yeah, we generally try to do that. That's interesting. I love rewatching your older videos, not a ton of ads. So I think we can actually...
I've been clicking no ads on every video.
Yeah.
As of recently that I've been putting them up.
Yeah, so the newer videos, we're going to really work on disabling the ads. YouTube...
You should notice that the newer ones don't have it because I've been saying don't put it.
Yeah, the newer ones shouldn't have that in there. But
I put one, they can do one skippable ad, I think, at the beginning, before it starts. But I don't like it when... I didn't even know that was happening. I went to watch one of our reviews.
Yeah. There's 5 of them.
I was like, are you serious? They kept putting them so we're not chopping it up, but then they're going to chop it up?
Right.
And we don't even make any money off it.
We don't make any money off it.
So it makes no sense.
We always get copyrighted.
Yeah.
Well, my logic at the beginning, thanks, Gutter Guys. Middle America has been great. I appreciate that. Kane Young.
Whoa, thank you.
How are the kids? Kids are good, bro. Kids are good. We actually had a family meeting today, so we hashed out some stuff and had some good discussions. So so that's been cool. My logic initially in keeping the commercials was algorithmically it gives us an advantage because we're basically telling YouTube you can make money off of us. We won't make money off of you directly. Because everybody was like, we don't like you to cut it up. We don't like you to stop it. We want you to play it all the way through. So we decided pretty early on, okay, we're not going to make money on AdSense like the other YouTubers do. And we figured out, hey, the Patreon system, that's the way to do it. So that's what we've done. So our model kind of has it built in so that we can like maximize experiences. That's what we're trying to do is like constantly have like genuine human moments with people. So, we've been blessed to be able to, the financial side of it that usually gets in the way of that stuff. We've been blessed to come up with another solution to that. So yeah, going forward, guys, even the first skippable ones, I'll make sure that we cut those out, and we should be commercial free going forward. And I'll work with Dorian on it's a little bit tedious because we've got like 2,000 videos, but I'll work with Dorian on getting like the middle videos, getting the commercials pulled out of those so that you guys will have a more seamless experience. So that's really, really, really,
Did you say
really
we have
good.
200 videos? We have a lot more than that.
2,000, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we do that. So so that's good feedback, and we love that's like that type of feedback is really, 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 really helpful because that's another thing that we can push the next time we shoot a commercial.
Yeah,
we can say, hey, we're gonna give you an ad-free reaction video, which who does that? That Muslim dude with the perfect beard? He does that. They never ever have.
I was gonna say him, but I didn't know his name was.
Yeah, they never have it. So
I literally just signed into our account to see if we've had In My Darkest Hour.
Is that a video?
Well, I think it's a band, and so he wants to know if we've ever reacted to any of them.
Oh, yeah, bro. That is it a song you requested? We can add it to the thing tonight, or what? Yeah,
we did In My Darkest Hour, but that's a Megadeth song. Is that the one you're talking about, or is In My Darkest Hour a band?
Oh, that's a good question. And by the way, Kane, you don't have to super chat to answer that question, bro. Okay, so like, don't super chat that answer. Okay. And by the way, guys, this is bad business, but if you're super chatting because you want to be seen, you don't have to do that. So like if you repeat yourself 2 or 3 times, I'll read it. I'll even put it on the thingamajiggy. You don't need a super chat to get your statement tagged or whatever. But you can. So I know that's not good for us monetarily, but that's kind of like you know what I'm saying. So I don't want you to think that's the only way you can get our attention, because that's not what it is. But I mean, if you want to, Sori's not going to say no. You remember that capitalist Sori? I keep saying stuff at the beginning, keep giving away shit for free.
I had to create a whole list of all the free shit you were giving out.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so we've got.
Wait,
I didn't. We didn't
do that Monster Magnet song?
No, she's still on the list. We just haven't hit her point on the list yet. She hasn't lost her place.
How many songs has she got in queue? Does she have enough for a DJ day?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I think she just has the one.
Okay, so send me. I know who you are.
It's right here.
Send me an email.
She has 2. So she'd have to have 2 more to get a.
Okay, no, that's cool. Send me an email, Monster Magnet fan, and so we can coordinate the day on the live stream so that you can watch us live as we're doing it.
There's an echo still.
I don't know about the echo. Let me check. I shall return. Talk to the people.
Yeah, Black Satan, I keep almost calling you by what your name is.
Here's a commercial.
I'm like, oh no.
Son of a bitch.
You have to. Well, I don't think you're going to be able to stop it for that.
That happens. Like, I'll be at Middle America and that same shit happens. It's frustrating.
So, I don't know what your echo is about, so.
That's so weird.
I'm trying to get back to the stream.
Okay, I hear that.
Hold on, people. I'm coming.
I might have figured out what the problem is.
YouTube Studio. Wow, look how blurry that is.
Yeah, Twitch. No, that's Twitter. Then we got Twitch here. Is Twitch muted or not?
All right. I've returned. Let's see.
It doesn't sound
No,
like...
we haven't done Metallica for a while. Nobody has requested it. It's been... Middle Earth is saying there is no echo now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think that people should... Like, if you can prepare financially before you have a child, like, obviously once you're pregnant, you're like, okay, let's start saving and have different stuff in our... But I think, this is my opinion, I think stuff just kind of works itself out, you know? And kids are not... Like, kids are as expensive as you make them. So, like, if your kids
so true. That's so true.
Need to have all the expensive stuff, and they're going to be in Jordans, and they're going to be... Then, yeah, they're going to be expensive. But if you're good with hand-me-downs or... Like, I just loaded up the kids today, and we got, like, probably 3 weeks worth of snacks for $50 for all my kids at this discount store where you get a bunch of stuff, like 10 cents a piece and stuff. And so, the crackers might be a little squashed, or the chips might be a little not as fresh as they could be. But the kids love it, and it gets everybody their snacks, and it's obviously majorly discounted if you're talking 10 cents a piece. And you can get a lot of stuff for it. So, you just... you can always add more water to the soup, and ramen doesn't cost that much.
The real issue with kids as far as preparation goes,
figuring out your friggin' fucked up shit so you don't pass it on to them.
Right. It's never financial. It's the emotional maturity aspect. And a lot of times our parents gave us toxic mindsets and had toxic ways of solving problems. And it's recognizing what those are so that you don't repeat that mistake with your kids is the real issue. The material stuff, the kid doesn't care.
But you can't wait until everything's perfect before you start, because just like Pastor of Muppet said, like, holy shit, you're never going to start because you're always going to have some issue.
The real issue is, are you an emotionally fit person, and do you have a world? Do you have something to give the kid for guidance and things of that nature, right? Like that's the real thing. So if you say, okay, I want to take some time and kind of work on myself a little bit, get a therapist. I know that's kind of like a funny, but honestly, like, I do think that getting some, getting a little tune up mental health wise before you really start having kids, I think is intelligent.
But luckily it takes 9 months for that baby to cook. So you can get all that therapy as soon as you find out you're pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you find out you're pregnant a month later, you have the baby, and they're 6, and now you have to start, you know what I mean?
I agree.
So it takes a while before the baby's born, and then it takes a while before you actually have to start implementing stuff, like teaching and stuff with the kids. At first it's pretty basic. They sleep a lot and stuff. So. Oh
yeah. At the beginning, yeah. Shout out! Hey, we got a Twitcher, Immortal Origin.
Hello.
Hey, follow me on Twitch. I play football on Twitch. I might play it tonight, bro. Yep, more reactions to Cradle of Filth are coming. Don't worry. Okay, guys. The first song we're doing is, what's the name of the song? I forgot.
Die Alone.
Die Alone. Die Alone. Okay, we shall return. Here's a commercial, guys. We shall return. Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at VinAndSori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft.
What?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/VinAnd Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, bitches!
Buy our merch indeed.
Don't you want a signed shirt? We'll sign it for you. Also, for timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up at Middle America with VinAnd Sori. We've got it's getting a little spicy over there, and
it is,
and we're going to be having some guests on in the very near future that will probably interest many of you. Who knows?
You will like it for sure.
For sure. Having said that, this is what's the name of this band?
I don't know. This lighting's a little.
The lighting was fine until you ruined it. Die Alone is the name of the song. Light the Torch is the name of the band.
Oh, yes, and this is for the big homie Justin.
This is for the big homie Justin. This Killswitch Engage has had 2 singers at least. This guy, it's Howard Jones. He was the guy that you didn't see him when we went live. The original singer took over. He took his old spot.
He was the one dressed up in the face that looked like the other guy?
No, that was a guitarist.
Oh.
The guitarist is a funny guy, but...
Wait, you remember what I'm talking about? He dressed up in the guy that had died?
Oh, no. That was the Static X show. That was a different show.
I keep getting them confused every single time.
We went to there were a lot of bands that year that we saw, because we kept getting invited to these festivals and stuff.
Yeah,
okay, guys.
Fun.
Light the Torch, Die Alone is the name of the song. We got the lyrics up. Here we go, guys. Die Alone, Light the Torch, let's go. Okay. Old school metal type riff.
And every day I curse the sunrise. There's nothing in the shadows, and you will be the one to die alone. Forgive me when I fall, and I will be the one to die alone. And every day I fear the sunrise. There's nothing in the shadows, and you will be the one to die alone. Forgive me when I fall, and I will be the one to die alone. For every broken soul, for every
Oh man, this. Shout out to Justin. Holy moly.
Wow.
Right out the gate.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds like a Kill Switch Engage song. Well, this is not Kill Switch Engage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like, I think this band is kind of at a disadvantage to a degree because of Howard. Because vocally, I mean, it sounds like, I'll play you a Kill Switch Engage song later, but he has such a distinct voice. It's kind of like if Maynard, I'm not comparing him to Maynard, but if Maynard went to another band, like for example, the first time I heard Perfect Circle, I was like, oh, it's a new Tool joint. It's not that bad. Like, I immediately thought it was Tool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Although stylistically, Tool and APC are not the same band at all, but it's just Maynard is such a powerful, distinctive presence that,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I kind of feel for this band a little bit because it's like, I'm gonna be like, oh, you sound like Kill Switch Engage, but they're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a little hard for them to sound different because his voice is so distinct. I mean, that makes sense.
But even like structurally, like the way the song is and guitar wise and some of the breaks and the decisions that they make, like sound very, I mean, obviously they were influenced by Kill Switch Engage, obviously.
Oh, how could they not be?
Like old Kill Switch Engage. Right. But you know, as Pastor Muppets is saying, but Howard's scream and just vocally, he's just epic. So how could
he
you
really
not?
is.
How could you not like feature him and center him in the song? So it's one of those things where, you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because if they didn't, I'd be like,
Why
holy
didn't they
shit,
put-
Howard
Yeah.
has one of the best voices. Why did you feel? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
so
100%.
it's just, yeah. What did you think the song was about though, lyrically?
Well, I actually was, you know, usually like how I do. I don't pay attention too much to the lyrics. But then he was talking about dying alone, obviously. I heard that multiple times. And then at the end, it was weird because all I could think of was Jesus.
Really?
Yeah. I like that Jesus, there's nothing in the shadows and you will be the one to die alone. Forgive me when I fall and I will be the one to die alone. Yeah, it was like Jesus for every broken faith, for everyone that's died inside me. Like I felt like it was like Jesus was dying alone for all of us. But I don't think that that's where they were going with it. That's just what happened in my mind.
I see what you're saying.
So I'd have to read more of the lyrics to know.
Deuteronomy 28, which is like one of the most metal passages in all of Scripture.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous.
If people understood, like, if they really knew how gangster,
Yeah, sometimes I feel like, I think that they're like, people become like nihilists for different reasons, but I think that some people they want to just be miserable. And so they're like, this is the most miserable thing I can come up with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that that's the case for everybody, but I do think that's the case for some people. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, but I feel like you haven't read the Bible because there's a lot of stuff in there that could be really like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a curse for you, and there's a curse for you.
Oh, yeah. Facts. But so Deuteronomy 28 has probably like one of the grimiest recountings of a curse I've ever heard in my life. It says, verse 66, your life shall hang in doubt before you. Night and day you shall be in dread and have no assurance for your life.
Oh my gosh.
So it's lyrically when he says, every day I curse the sunrise, it made me think of that passage. And there's another passage in Isaiah where he says, like, when it's daytime, you'll wish it was night. And when it's nighttime, you'll wish it was the day. Like, that to me is like the ultimate, like, you are because there's some people that love the night, like me. Like, I'm a completely nocturnal creature. Like, if I could make it so that there was never another sunrise again, I would do it. I would push that button. I absolutely would.
Why would you do that? I thought you loved me.
I do love you, but I love the darkness more. You think darkness is your ally?
Wow. That was actually a really hurtful thing.
I was born in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No.
But you would adjust.
No, I don't like the dark all the time.
You'd adjust.
No,
yeah.
no. I've adjusted my entire schedule to match yours because before I was like 10 o'clock, I was in bed. That was it.
Yeah, I know you were corny.
Like,
well, there were a lot of times though that you would text me at like very, very late. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's because I couldn't sleep good, so I'd wake up.
Yeah, you're like, oh, Vincent will be around. Mm-hmm. Screw him. Who cares if he,
No, I knew you were up all night.
Yeah, I was up all night. I was up. Normally, most of the time, I was like, oh gosh, Soraya again.
That's such a lie. You liked the questions
I'm like,
that
do you have a Bible question?
Yeah, it was always a Bible question,
Oh,
and you
shocking.
liked
You've
it.
got a Bible question. Isn't
You
that
liked
something?
it.
Isn't that something?
Oh, please.
That's all I was good for, ladies and gents.
That's untrue.
I was a giant idea machine.
Oh, that is true. But anyway, I cannot believe you pushed the button on my sunrises.
Oh, 100,000%. You could go on your world and have your
Honest to goodness, as much as I thought that you loved me 10 minutes ago, I literally have a different perspective now. Honest to goodness.
Well, good.
It's a lot less.
Good.
Because I can't believe that you would just disintegrate something that's that important to me.
Well, I said it
my
in the
mental
song.
well-being.
I said it in the song. Same with the wife. Born in the dark like Bane in the night.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you'd get rid of all my sunrises.
No, you were born in the dark. You just don't know it yet. Okay, you should try moon tanning. It's really calming. I don't know what moon tanning is, but that's interesting.
I bet that is extremely calming.
The tide has come to claim its own. It's the end and I'm drowning. Is it too late for me to run? It hates me. It mocks me. And every day I curse the sunrise. It looks like I remember. I think he left Killswitch Engage because he had there was some drug issues.
Oh,
Right. So when he says like it hates me, it mocks me, I'm assuming he's talking about his addiction issues. Because I can imagine that you would feel like it's an enemy, right, that you're trying to overcome that hates you and then mocks you because you can't beat it. Also, Nocturnal Introverts is a good band name. Nocturnal Anything is a good name for anything. I
Yep.
can't believe I haven't come up with anything.
yeah.
I'll probably name this most recent song something with Nocturne in it or whatever. There's nothing in the shadows, and you'll be the one to die alone. Forgive me when I fall, and I will be the one to die alone. So that phrase, there's nothing in the shadows, that sounded to me like what a parent would say to a kid who's terrified. There's nothing there. So it's like you have this enemy that you're trying to fight, but it's invisible. People are going to say it's nothing there. So I'm assuming that he feels that way as a person who's an addicted person to whatever chemical it is. People who are not under the control of that invisible force, to them it just seems like, we'll just stop doing it. And you're like, well, it's a monster, it's killing me. And then they're like, no, there's nothing really, you just don't love us enough or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the shit that I would say to if you were addicted to something and then whatever, that's the shit that I would say. And I think that as a brute fact in itself, it's probably mathematically true, but that doesn't negate the fact that people who are fighting addiction, how they came to be addicted, to me is not really relevant. It is to a lot of people. Because I was listening to this sermon one time and it was John.
I'm surprised it's not. Like
John
every
Cryer.
single question, you always want to know the why. Why is that not significant to you?
Oh, well, I'm saying it's significant to me because I always want to know that stuff. But to a lot of people, especially the people who are in the middle of it, who are loving someone who's battling addiction, they've been lied to, they've been deceived, they've been, cheated out of their money, blah, 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 blah. So that resentment makes it very difficult to say, yeah, there's this invisible thing that's really fucking you up. All they're seeing is the after effects of being ravaged by the monster. They're not actually seeing, they don't know what it's like to fight that monster because the monster is invisible.
Right.
So there's nothing in the shadows. And you'll be the one to die alone. Basically saying, there's nothing wrong with you as that you can't overcome. You're doing it. So I'm going to leave now. I've had enough of you. So that's why he says, forgive me when I fall and I'll be the one to die alone. Somebody's going to die alone in this situation. So it looks to be like what he's saying is the only way for that person to be healthy is if they're no longer together. Because either way, the person ends up alone, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's the accusatory first phrase, which is, hey, there's nothing in the shadows, you're going to die alone. Or even if it's a repentant second phrase, forgive me when I fall and I'll be the one to die alone. Either way, he's getting left alone because it looks like he's dealing with this addiction problem.
Wow. Okay.
So
when you said the nothing in the shadows,
like
it reminded me when we went on our walk tonight, and all of a sudden it started getting darker.
Yep.
And as soon as it hit a certain level of darkness, Orion kept like looking. He's our 2-year-old. He kept looking up at the woods, and then he jumped into my arms, and he did not. He was in my arms, just staring straight at the woods, like trying to see, is something coming over that ridge?
Yeah, Amy's saying that that I'm echoey, but I don't know. We continue. Yeah, and he was scared to death when he saw that shit. Mm-hmm. He was terrified. So, like, I understand that. Hold on, guys. I'm taking a 2-second little.
That's sad. That's a tough thing.
See, I don't know what she's talking about because, like, I'm listening to it right now. There's no echo. Okay. But anyway, go ahead.
For every broken faith, for everything that's died inside me. Like, we've talked about this before. It's such a two-sided thing. So when you're talking about addiction, you have the throes of addiction that person is in. And like you said, there's a chemical, a dependency that they have. Yeah. But at the same time, there's also an emotional one. And maybe even in some ways a spiritual one. I've heard of people saying, when I take this or that thing, like that's when I pray the most. That's when you're kind of more open for spirituality. So in one sense, the drug functions as like this holistic thing for the person, but it's literally destroying them.
Yep.
Depending on what substance it is. So you have this completely dependent person that really, really needs this substance, and it's such a necessary part of their existence.
Some of them die.
Right.
People die trying to
come off it. If they detox without being in a safe location with the right help.
Yeah.
So, it's a really tough place to be. And like you said, like sometimes situationally, it will lead you into it because something has been so bad. And so you're looking for that relief and whatever. And so they get hooked on it. But I think that it's also super painful for the family who has to, that friend of ours that is now doing absolutely wonderfully. She posted like before and after pictures. And she's unrecognizable. She looks like an old lady.
You see the one where she had just given
holding
birth?
The baby, yeah.
Oh my god.
She looked like an old woman.
Half dead.
And she looked almost dead. And now she's taken the path to make her life better and to get rid of all that stuff and to get her kids back.
I've never been so happy to see somebody overweight.
Oh, I know.
Never.
I know.
I'll take it.
I know.
7 days. And you know what's funny? She kind of knows she is, and she's proud of it.
Yeah. Because
the heroin made her a stick.
Yeah.
So she's happy about it. And it's like, it's just one of those things. And it's like, whoa, we had a part in
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they were, the doctors were saying, get ready to bury this girl. She's dead.
It's a complete miracle that she was
R.I.P.s. RIPs on the Facebook, and it was pretty hard. And I just basically said, there were a couple girls and stuff, and I said we sent the girls to the hospital. I said go over there and pray over her, and I wasn't telling my mentality because I want people to be clear. Like for me, when I said go pray over her, it was like 90% last rites. And 10% maybe God will do something. Mm-hmm. I didn't have much faith because she had been with us, and she would like phase in and out of church and stuff. And then she was caught up in the life, man. There's a street walking, drugs, all that jazz. I was pretty certain that we were gonna lose her. So I sent the girls down. I was like, just pray for her and whatever. And obviously I put on a good face because, I was a leader or whatever. I was like, God can do anything, blah, blah, blah.
Do you remember why I didn't go?
What happened? You didn't think that it would...
You didn't have
enough...
I'm pretty sure I had no faith on that situation.
You had no faith whatsoever.
I was like, that is over.
You prayed over that girl's tooth and that...
Yeah, I know. But I didn't believe it then either. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I didn't believe God was going to fix her tooth. But she wanted me to do something about it, and I didn't have the money to fix her tooth.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let me pray over it. And it was like one of those things where I'm like, I had no faith about it. I was like, there's no way that God's going to like care about this woman's tooth. Like, not that God wouldn't care about it, because he does, but more like he's going to stop everything because I prayed and this woman needs this. Like, there's so much more significant stuff. I think I was just having probably like just a bad time, personally. And so I just didn't think, I don't know, I just didn't believe it.
Well, it's hard. You've got a professional. I mean, these doctors, they go to school for years and years and years. So...
And I prayed over her tooth, and then the next time she saw me, she came up, she was hugging me, she's like, my tooth is healed. I couldn't even believe it. Yeah. Then I still didn't believe it, because I'm like, yeah, I know how tooth things are. Like, sometimes, like, they'll feel better for a while, and then all of a sudden, they'll go back with a vengeance. So I literally kept asking her every time I saw her, because I was convinced she was going to tell me, oh yeah, it's been killing me. But she never did.
No, she was really good after that.
Yeah, it was.
Which is crazy, because those toothaches are 99%. No of the time it's bacterial, and if you don't address it, it gets worse. It doesn't get better. I know that from personal experience. So yeah, but her story, I was like, when we were driving, because they were giving us updates, and I was thinking, okay, what am I going to say at her funeral? What am I going to tell people? Because those were side conversations, because I was pretty sure. But, alhamdulillah, she made
Incredible.
it. Shout out to the big homie Jesus. But
yeah.
that was a pretty dramatic one. That one was pretty dramatic.
Yeah. And there was like a lot of those different types of situations. But you understand, so there's what's happening with the addict, and then there's what's happening with the family of the addict. And as painful as it is sometimes I think that the reason, like, it looks on the surface that they're tired of being hurt. Like, okay, you've lied to them, you stole from them and stuff. And I think that does affect the family. But I think the bigger issue is that it's so fucking painful for the family to watch you just dwindle down to skin and bones, and to see all of that hope that they had for you just gone, and to think this could kill them, and they don't know if tonight you're gonna die and tomorrow they'll never see you again, and living in that day out, day in, seeing it's just so painful. And so they have to kind of separate from the situation, because put it out of their sight, and put it out of their sight. By that I mean put you out of their sight, because it's so painful for them.
Yeah, the thing for me, there's this movie, I'm not going to mention the title of the movie, but it's basically this father who's got a son that's heavily addicted. I won't even watch that movie, because I can't even bear to think that kid might not make it by the end of the movie. I just couldn't do it. So I'm not even going to watch that movie. Like, I cannot imagine if one of my kids was addicted to a sub, because it's like you're watching people that you love the most, who you would protect, but you cannot apply any violence toward the situation. Mm-hmm. And so
yeah,
to be in a situation like there was a situation a couple weeks ago, but it's almost like I'm at home in those situations, because like, oh, we'll just apply some violence, this will solve the problem. Violence will definitely solve this particular situation. But when it's an enemy that's destroying your child or somebody that you love, and you just have to watch it, I can't imagine it. There's just a lot of things where the Bible says, lead us not into temptation. Like, there's certain types of like negative, bad things that can happen that I handle pretty well. But anything have to do with the kids or you, I'm horrible at. Horrible. And it's a very strange feeling, because it's like really some of the first times where I'm like, I have a weakness, because I spent so much of my life like cutting off all the weaknesses in my person, like consciously. But you guys are absolutely my weakness. So it's a hard thing. Everybody that's going through that, like if you're a person whose family has rejected you because of your habit, I'm sure, I'm not going to BS you. I'm certain that you've done a lot of fucked up shit and they're resentful of you, naturally speaking. But it's not all resentment. As a matter of fact, if your family's rejected you because you're an addict, I'm going to say it's mostly because it's too much. There's a story in the Bible with this woman. She's a single mom. She basically gets abandoned. She's left to herself. And she's got this baby, and it's just her, and she's in the wilderness in the Middle East, and the kid starts getting thirsty, and the kid's gonna die, and the mom knows the kid's gonna die, so she leaves the kid in one spot and goes someplace else and just covers her head because she can't bear to hear the death of her child. And of course, Jesus shows up and says, "Hey, don't worry about it. Look, there's this well here. You're gonna be okay."
See you or something, right?
Yeah.
Or no, that's what she got from
this
the
is the well of the
situation.
God who sees me. Yeah. So like, there is that element. So like, if your parents have rejected you and things like that, definitely, I'm sure there's probably some resentment, but there's the major factor at play is, as a parent, you cannot bear to see your kid die. So when they give up that hope and they reject you, it's not because they hate you. It's because they just, until you have kids, you'll never understand it. The minute you see that positive on the test, your life becomes completely consumed by this person. So anyway, somebody needs to hear that. Call your mom and dad. Tell them you love them. You understand. You're sorry. And
get the help that you need.
Get the help you need.
I mean, there's so many people in the chat that have said, I've lost so many friends this way. You know, there's been a lot of people. You know, Weezy D was saying how he's lost a bunch. It's absolutely painful. So obviously we love you, and we want to support you in the ways of getting you the help that you need. Reach out to us if you can't find the help. I'm sure that we can locate something for you. But in the meantime, just there's a lot of hotlines, there's a lot of stuff that you can call, places, people, and I'm sure that you have a lot of people that you don't think would support you, but actually would if you start taking the steps in the right direction. A lot of the times for us, when we were helping people, if we did the legwork to help them, they didn't stick with it. They had to make the decision themselves, and then we could come up behind them and support them. But until they first took those first few steps themselves, it never would stick. They had to take that choice. They had to make that decision and go with it, and then we could back them up on it. So start taking those steps to head yourself in the right direction, and your entire future can be completely changed. And
I don't completely agree with this, but I do think there's some truth to it. Shouldn't say sorry to your mother. You should be forgiving her. If that's about, I don't know exactly. It could be about what I said about parents. It could be whatever. But I do think if your parents have abandoned you because of your addiction, like I said, a lot of it is they just can't stand to see you die. But I do also think that you should forgive them for that, because it's still a form of abandonment. It still hurts. Yeah. But you should forgive them for it now that you have a little bit more understanding. But when I say you should, I'm saying it in the therapeutic sense, not necessarily the moral sense, right? You should, because that holding on to that anger and that hurt is just going to put you in a situation where you're more vulnerable to the chemical. Mm-hmm. So releasing yourself from that duty to be angry and hurt at the person who hurt you actually puts you in a better position to take control of your mental health. Mm-hmm. So I do believe you should forgive your parents if they've abandoned you because they don't understand what addiction is like. But simultaneous to that, you should also recognize that even though you didn't mean to do it, you've brought some hurt to your parents too, right? So like it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. But I think forgiveness, you know, the older you get, the more you realize how vital forgiveness is. And yep. I don't care if you're a Christian or a theist or a nihilist. It doesn't matter. If you want to be miserable on this planet, bro, just hold on to as much hurt and pain as you possibly can, because there will be no shortage of it. There's no shortage. It's funny because of hurtful, painful things. When there's a situation that feels like it's outside of your control and someone has hurt you,
you feel this sort of weakness, and so you want to be stronger than that weakness.
Yep.
And for some reason, feeling anger or hatred toward that person and holding on to that grudge makes you feel more powerful in the situation and makes you feel more protected from it happening again. But you walk around like that all the time, and you don't even realize how exhausting it is to be in that state continuously. And so you think that you're in the highest and strongest spot by being like that. But when you can come to the point where you can just recognize that we're kind of all the same, in that none of us are perfect. All of us have things that have made us. We've hurt people and people have hurt us, and we're kind of all in the same place. And we have different things that we do to other people, and they have different things that they do to us. But all around, that's how we are to each other. We hurt and we are hurt. And so when you can say, you know what? I too have done my fair share. And then you can kind of like look at the person in a different light. Like the things that they do, maybe you can understand it a little bit more to say, you know, where did they come from, or why did they choose to hurt you in that way? And then it can kind of help you to find a way to forgive them. And when you can forgive someone and instead love them instead of hate them, it gives you friggin' wings. Now you're not walking around trying to find your strength by muscling up and being angry through a situation. You're just soaring over the stuff. It totally lightens you, and it's totally different. And then you can find joy in smaller things. And when you can make that switch and become the type of person that can just forgive people and say, you know what, doesn't mean that you're unwise and you keep putting yourself in a situation to be hurt. You move yourself from that situation, but you say, I'm going to forgive them and I'm letting that go, because otherwise it is going to control your whole life, and it will send a vein of bitterness through everything. So, you know, my mother used to tell this story where she was like, if somebody made brownies, would you eat the brownies? And then everybody's like, of course I would. And then what if you say to them, I just put a little bit of kitty litter in that batter mixture. Are you going to eat it? And everybody's like, no, I'm not going to eat it. And she's like, yeah, but it's just a little smidge, just a teeny tiny little bit. Like, and of course nobody wants to eat it because it's still nasty kitty litter. And the idea is that even though something is so teeny tiny small, if it has the capability of contamination on a grand scale, you should be wanting to get away from it. And that's what bitterness is. It's one of those things where it's a little teeny tiny thing that starts out small, but that starts getting bigger and it contaminates a lot. So, you know, the path to joy, the path to happiness, and being able to be content and enjoy the people around you is to let go of things. And again, like we said, don't stay in a bad situation and just keep forgiving and getting abused. Get out of the situation, but at the same time, learn to forgive the people around you, so it's better for them and it's better for you.
Yeah. And AKJ says, I've got a friend that's a heavy drinker, pill popping heavy. At this point, he doesn't care. He's got Narcan in the kitchen, his room, and the bathroom. The last time I talked to him, he said all he's doing is preparing to die.
Jeez.
And he's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And you can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. Mm-hmm. So I you know, people make fun of this, but I'm not against the intervention thing, man. Like, I would do it if it was going on with one of the kids.
Yep.
You know, I would throw everything at the wall, but you just have to understand, like, you can throw everything at the wall, but, you know, ultimately people make decisions for themselves, bro, you know? But the best... And so one of the things that you can do, like, because a lot of us are, like, trying to be good friends or good dads or good brothers, good sisters, good moms. And obviously I'm a Christian, so I'm going to say everything from a Christian worldview. There's only one savior in my worldview, and that's Jesus. I cannot save anyone. So once that burden is off of me, the burden's off of me, I'm not the savior of anyone. But my job is to love the people in front of me as hard as I can for as long as I can. That's my job. And so when I think about the people that we've lost because of addiction or because of suicide, and I think about me and I say, I couldn't do this, or why did I miss this, or whatever. You go over those things, survivor's guilt, and, you know, I still deal with it to this day. And it's something where God's kind of like, look, bro, I never told you to save those people. I told you to love those people. And so for however much time on the planet the person has, did they experience any love from you at all on this planet? And the pain that the drug was supposed to nullify, did being around me increase or decrease that? And the objective measure that I use is, did I love that person? So Amy Lee, for example, says, yeah, they forgave me my trespasses. I mean, Amy really didn't do anything. Like, she lost her temper a couple of times or whatever, but like, that's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we forgave you, sis, but I mean, honestly, like, that's just a, you know what I'm saying? That's like a normal day, right? And so, like, when a person does something like that and you're able to forgive them, that's a real tangible, oh, this person loves me because I violated something or whatever, but they didn't throw me away. Like, I'm still here. Like, oh, and it's like, okay, that's my job. And that's your job to your friend, AK. Like, you're not supposed to save them. That's not your job. Your job is to love them. So you love them as hard as you can for as long as you can. And, you know, we'll pray for God. We'll pray for God to intervene. And, you know, do whatever you can at the human level, call an intervention. But ultimately, his decision is his decision. And if he dies, you know what, bro? This is another thing that happened to me. Lord said to me one time, because I was upset about people who've died or people who've killed themselves and woulda, coulda, shoulda, blah, 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 you know, that whole nine. And the Lord said to me, well, how do you know that they didn't stay alive a year longer because you were in their life? Right? So that's one way of looking at it. Oh, I failed my friend, I failed my son, I failed whoever. It's like, okay, well, what's your job? To save them? No, your job was to love them. Did you do that? Yes. Okay, well, how do you know that they're not around a year longer just because on the strength of your love to them? So it just depends on what side of the street you're looking at, right? You can look at it as, I failed or I wasn't a good enough friend or whatever, or you can look at it as, holy shit, and this is going to be a little bit crazy, but they were lucky I was in their life. And you're not going to say it, Anthony, but that friend that you got is lucky that they have you as a friend.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're around in 5 years. Listen, bro, you don't know if you're going to be around in 5 years. You don't know if I'm going to be around in 5 years, right? But what I do know is that you and I had this experience. You shared something really deep that's going on in your life, and we're able to interact with it. And so me and you had that moment in history. It can never be taken from us. We had it, right? And it's ours. So that's how I look at it, man. You know, your friend is very, very lucky that God sent you to him. And you've been a gift to him, and you just keep loving him. And when it's all over, God's going to tell you, well done for loving that boy. All right. Didn't mean for this to be this whatever. I don't know what we would call it, but much love to all you beautiful angels out there loving these people. And if you are on the other side of that, you're not a demon. Your friends are angels, but you're not a demon. The drug is the demon. You are an image bearer of God, and you're crowned with glory and honor in your worst moments. When your face is in the gutter and your own puke, you're still one of the most amazing beings in this entire fucking universe. And I don't care if you believe it or not, it's true. Yep. So there's that.
Facts. Look at the album cover.
Yeah,
so there's like this creature that has the snake coming off him, kind of looks like a satanic sort of thing. This girl, looks like there's some red coming from her chest, so she probably has some sort of injury. And then here's this angel behind her, and he looks full of wrath toward this being that's trying to. So it kind of fits that whole like drug situation or whatever. But anyway, I really enjoy the song. He's a very good singer. It's interesting because of the topic that it brought up, because of the way that the review went, it almost seems like one of the ones that I don't even want to put a number on.
Silent count.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to silent count it because it got so meaningful. You can't put a number on it, but I really did like the sound of it as well. Yeah.
And so I agree. It's a silent count. And I'm gonna pray for Anthony's friend, and you guys can piggyback off that if you want. We're Christians. It is what it is. Jesus, thank you so much for Anthony and his friend, God. And God, I pray that you protect Anthony's heart and his mind and everybody who loves somebody who's addicted. God, I just thank you for putting them in the lives of those people. And God, I pray that you would just give them the strength to love those people longer and harder, and that you would work some miracles. But if you don't, God, we trust in your goodness. But I pray that whether or not people believe in you, God, if they lose a friend that way, that you would comfort them and that they would feel your pride at them for being such good friends to people in so much pain. God, I thank you that there's people like Anthony in the world that have friends that are hurt, and that you would not leave that boy alone without at least one friend that loves him. So thank you so much for that, and thank you for being my friend. Jesus.
And God,
Amen.
My turn. And God, I just pray for all of our friends that from this video are going to reach out and get the help that they need. I pray that when they're on their journey, that you would give them strength and wisdom, and I pray that you would be with them, God, and just help them not to wait, but exactly when they see this, for them to act and start looking up help right now. In precious name, amen.
Amen. We love you guys. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Down.
Boy, oh boy, that was a good one.
It's a tough one. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for sharing, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit. That's
Yeah, you guys made that super special.
you guys are the best of all humanity. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what nobody says, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says. Our folks are the best. I don't care. All right. Yeah, Ripple. Yeah, bro. We've been playing tag here. Did you get my number yet?
Ripple the God. I always want to. Was that what it used to say? Ripple the God.
Yeah, Ripple the God. Did he change it? Oh, Ripple unto the world.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool. What?
Amen and A women.
Yay!
You remember that shit? So, oh, you don't know?
No, but I just figured it was like, okay, it can't be all about men, so we're gonna have to put women in there too.
No. You gotta see this shit.
We can't say mailman.
Talk to this people.
Mailmen,
Talk
we have
to the
to say
people.
male
Talk to the
people.
Well, look, the mailman thing actually works, okay? But
amen doesn't mean.
amen is fucking ridiculous. Hold on.
Well, technically, if you're gonna break down the word that way, amen. If you break it down that way, a means no, and men.
Right.
So actually saying amen would actually work for us.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not how you break down that word.
You always see. It's funny. Like, I actually think that would be such a cute couple. Would be Ben Webb and Amy Lee.
Yeah.
Because she's got that biting, irreverent, biting sarcasm that it's like she put amen and a women. It was like a pretty serious moment.
Yeah.
And she goes and does. You see what I'm saying? That's perfect. Like, that's Ben Webb.
I mean, you should just try one date.
Think about it, Amy Lee. Think.
Pursuant to the 20th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States.
Look at this shit, guys.
For the meeting.
Our families, peace across this land, and dare I ask, O Lord, peace even in this chamber, now and evermore. We ask it in the name of the monotheistic God, Brahma, and God known by many names, by many different faiths. A man and a woman.
Oh.
He talks about monotheism and he brings up Brahma. That's Hinduism. There's like 50 million gods in Hinduism. What the fuck are you talking about? Brahma's not even the main guy.
No.
It's Sri Krishna. What's wrong with you?
He didn't know. He was trying. He was trying to cover all his bases.
The monotheistic god, Perkanasis. What the hell was that? This is just ridiculous.
I cringed out of this world. Bye.
Anytime somebody says cringy as fuck, like, it just makes me laugh so hard.
Everybody's reacting.
We all had this moment. With the prayer.
I know.
See, that was for you, Ben Webb.
And he wasn't even here.
Dumb as hell, bro. And they let that shit happen. They let that dude just walk off like nothing. I'd have stopped him like, yo, man, go back up there,
Wait.
man, before God destroys our country, bro. After that bullshit. A woman. You dumb as hell, bro. What the hell is wrong with these people, bro?
All right, this one. We'll do this one next.
Nah, we got to do Tina Turner last, man.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to do Tina Turner last.
All
Who's the
right.
next? Who's the next?
So it's
Oh
wrong
my
one
God,
here.
this man really said that shit, bro. You really,
The Good Boy, Smile, Empty Soul.
Okay.
Oh, wait. This is Neil's.
Is he in the house?
I don't know. I haven't seen him. Let me message him.
Kata brennen, kann euch brennen. Okay, I feel like I'm going to try to get the official video here because the official video looks like it's telling a story. So I'm going to try that. So talk to the people.
Hey, no, I'm trying to reach out to Neil, so you talk to the people or let them talk amongst themselves.
All right, guys. Throw an etymology book at these fake woke posters. Okay, I'll even...
Neil has been our patron for 37 months.
What?
Yep. Look at that.
Holy shit. We should do something for people that...
What, is the internet down? What just happened here?
Why?
Why am I just spinning out?
It's not down for me. I'm still live. Let's not waste time here.
Yeah, but I wanted to tell Neil we're about to do a song.
Oh, we can't. It can't be done. It can't be done. Nothing can be done. He can see it on the thingamajiggy.
Yep.
Nothing can be done, Neil. We're sorry.
Okay, I'm going to get a Red Bull. I know you disapprove.
I didn't say anything. What's the name of the song? Something, The Good Boy?
Yeah, look on it. Look at it.
I don't even see that as an. Oh yeah, I do actually see it. What am I talking about? There it is, right there. The Good Boy. All right, guys. So Smile Empty Soul is the next one. Then we're gonna end with Tina Turner. You going to see Slipknot this year? I'm pretty sure we are.
Babe, do you want something to drink?
No, I'm straight.
Can you put that over my side?
I saw the fork in the road and went straight. What's up, Blake? Blake in the house. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. I'm working on another song. It's about 75% done. And, wait. What's going on? You guys don't see me? Can you guys hear us? I don't know if it kicked us offline. Looks like we're still. It looks like we're pretty good. Red Bull gives you wings. Sori assuming her. No, not an angel, a mosquito, of course. You guys go to the Mansfield. Yeah, we go to the. Oh wait, is there? What's up, Queen Vampire 666? Is there a show coming? I missed it. Okay, not even a blip. Okay, we're good. Okay, I found the song, babe. It's not the song with the video. It's not the official video, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's The Good Boy. You got the lyrics?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Once you start it, I'll be able to get it.
All right, so that was the wrong. Holy moly! Good thing I was paying attention to the detail because that would have been the wrong song. I had Nowhere Kids lined up, and it's not Nowhere Kids. You dumb butts.
Oh, really?
Nope. Did you catch the Jackson Vosh debate on the OPC whistleblower? Did you see also Vosh is disgusting? Yeah. It appeared to me that Jackson debating really is not necessarily his thing. I don't know if debating is not his thing or if he was underprepared. It wasn't that's kind of like an argument. A real debate has, a positive, an affirmation, a denial, an opening statement, rebuttals, cross-examination, and then closing in a structured format. And I've done both, I've done both. But if I just review that debate technically speaking on the technical side of it, I think Vosh came out probably as a winner. Although I disagree with him, I just think that it appears to me this Vosh guy knows how to debate very well, and the other guy didn't. I'm not familiar with either one of them, though. I did see what somebody, because, we're caught up now in the Jimmy Dore ecosystem. So I was made aware of what happened. He said something like, it'll match your dad's to Aaron Mate or something like that, which was incredibly anti-Semitic, obviously insensitive, crazy, and whatever other horrible. I don't know, man. The internet just creates these situations, man, where these people feel completely fine to say all this crazy shit to people, bro. Mm-hmm. And one of my rules is I'm not going to say something to someone on the internet I wouldn't say to their face, right? And I have a hard time believing that if he was in a room with Mate, that he would say that. Not because of any intimidation on Mate's part, but just, there's those stopgaps that, just human nature just gives you. But all that shit is out the window, man, with these people. So, I definitely saw the comment, and definitely horrible, horrible comment. So, it was Jackson's first. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. And look, debates are not easy to do. Debates are not easy to do. You got to prepare for them. I've been in numerous, moderated debates, and they're hard to do. So, I think on the popular level, it seems like Hinkle came out on top as far as people's opinions, just because Vosh is such a acerbic character, it appears. But, we
can start anytime.
It is what it is. I didn't send anything to you yet, little bro. Hold on. Has to do with typical of Vosh to do reductio ad absurdum. Yeah, like I said, I'm not familiar with the homie. Sean, if you go to that Slipknot concert, it's probably very, very likely that you're gonna see us.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Unless something crazy happens. When is it?
I don't know. I'll talk to,
It doesn't matter what show it is, even if it's. I'm going.
Oh, okay. I see.
Even if it's that terrible band that we decided we couldn't even finish the review, it was so horrible, I'd even go to that one.
I would have a hard time at that show.
I'd have a hard time too, but I don't really care. I want to go to a show.
I'd have a really hard time at that show.
And this time I wouldn't be pregnant, so I can go in the mosh pit.
Let me find. Yeah, but you wouldn't go in the mosh pit.
Mosh pit.
I would never let you. I would never let you. I would never let you do that.
Why? You afraid they'll drop me?
No, I'm afraid they'll grope you, and then I'm gonna have to go in there and murder people.
Oh.
But you're one of those girls. You want to see that shit happen. You want me to go and. Oh my god.
Well, it depends.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. It depends.
I saw you when Anna was telling that story with the dude. You remember that? Remember that whole thing?
Which one? Where the guy bought the shoes?
Yeah, no. It was another story.
What was it?
Slipknot. Slipknot is the name of the band.
Babe, what did she say?
She said that her boyfriend choke slammed somebody and said, "Don't give her back her phone" or whatever.
That
yo.
Husband.
Is this Rip?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, good. So we got each other's number now, bitch.
Hello. Don't let him call you a bitch.
All right. All right. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bye.
Are you getting vexed or planning on getting vaxxed? We've already been vaxxed.
Done.
Am I going to do the booster? No, I'm not going to do the booster. But I did
both shots.
We did both shots, and that's as much as I'll give to. That's as much as I'll give to them. Would you be worried about Vin if he was in a mosh pit of women?
Not at all. Now, I anytime Vin is doing anything with other people that looks fun, I get jealous. But as far as like, if Vin would be like, no, I know 1000% that would be happening at all. So yeah, no, I don't even worry about that at all.
No, Perk, but I would love. Give me the title of that book because I'm really interested in that.
Honestly, if they had like a girls' mosh pit,
You would dominate that shit.
it would be so friggin'
You would
fun.
dominate that shit.
But I would need to go in and I would need to know. I need everybody to understand that I don't want to hold back. Because I always feel like I have to hold back because, you know what I mean? But I'd be like, listen, let's just all be on the same page. We're all going in hard.
Well, he meant, what if the girls gropes me?
Oh, I would be pissed. I would fight over that. If somebody did something like that to him, I would absolutely go after the girl. No way.
You would? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you would. I think you would. I would never do that for that reason.
I'll tell you, all the pent up stuff that has made me angry over the years, I'm learning to like forgive and kind of like move, like I was saying like at 30
Earlier?
minutes ago.
Yeah.
But there's still parts of me that's like, So
that your territorialism of your ownership of my body is something you're not going to compromise.
no,
on.
I'm not compromising at all on that. At all. But you know what? It's not.
Sorry,
it's not
sorry,
so
girls.
much
Sorry,
like,
ladies. You'll have to miss out on all this.
It's not so much the like ownership that I have over you, like the way you just phrased that, really like crazily. It's more the whole. It's also not say more. It's also the fact that stuff like that has happened to you, like that people, you know what I mean? You've been in different situations where people just try to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
And I
told you about that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not good with that. So I would not want that to happen to you again, especially under my watch.
There you go.
Although I will say my cardio is shit right now. So I would definitely... This is so weird. So for my own personal health, I'm not trying to get my cardio up, but if I knew I was going to a Slipknot show and there was going to be a women's pit that I could go nuts on,
right.
I would get my cardio up for that. That's so bad. I'd even chill out on some of the ice cream and everything.
You're going to hell for that shit, bro.
I need to be at a
You're going to hell for that shit. All right, bitches. We got to do the next song. Oh, my God.
I'm probably so unhealthy right now. I'm like, yeah, but I'm with a black man.
Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/VinAnd Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 here and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Bar merch.
Hey, guys.
Yes, okay. I just need to start this out by saying, Neil, I'm so sorry that you were being responsible and probably going to bed early so you could work the next day. Because we would have loved to have had you here for the live part of it.
Yes.
But have no fear, we will edit it properly for you.
Yes, Pinky. The name of this band is What's the name of the band, babe?
Okay, The Good Boy,
No.
Smile Empty Soul.
Smile Empty
I don't know
Soul.
which is the name of the band.
Smile Empty Soul is the name of the band.
Okay, so this
The Good Boy is... Go ahead.
Neil has a message, and
Okay.
his message takes precedent over our whatever you want to call it. Okay. So he said they are an underrated post-grunge band. This song was written with only 2 band members, so it's not going to have any 6 solos, but I think the lyrics were interesting.
And this is our Neil, right? This is
Yes.
a Neil...
That's
the
this is
birthday
one
guy,
that-
right?
Yeah, and he's also the one that I used to have my no. Holy shit. That's not that Neil.
It's a different Neil.
I've been messaging the wrong Neil.
And he's just been politely going along with
No,
you.
he ignored all my messages. Okay, scratch all that. But still, Neil.
This is a personalized experience that you guys are, hey.
So
Hey,
so
here
this
we
is
go.
shout out to the correct Neil, who perhaps is in the comments section because I was looking for the other Neil.
Unbelievable.
Okay, there's a
Unbelievable.
lot of Neils in the village, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what he said. So here we go. Shout out to Neil D.
Unbelievable.
Not Neil M.
Good thing I asked. Okay,
I
this is
know.
The Good Boy by the band Smile Empty Soul. As Skylar says, sorry, you are crazy, girl. You are so ridiculous,
All
bro.
right, let's go. Let's just move this along and start the song.
Oh, boy.
Ridiculous. Oh, my goodness.
Where's my lyrics at? You got them?
Close those eyes, so scared again. Take the fear and drink it in. Put that mask over your face, you worthless piece of shit.
Holy moly.
Looking down and giving in. Cover up that ugly skin. Be the slave that everybody knows you've always been. Close those eyes now once again. Easier to not offend. Place the bars around yourself. Your cozy little bed.
Oh, no.
There's no better life.
This song came out in 2021. Literally, the name of the album is Soft Songs for the Quarantined Mind.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
this is a
that's
very,
what it's talking
very,
about?
very recent. Well, that's the name of the record, Soft Songs for the Quarantined Mind, and it's 2021. So, they probably wrote all this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
While they were quarantined.
Yeah.
Who is that singer? Holy moly! Who is the singer of this band?
Oh, God, I don't know.
This guy's voice is like so unique. I could listen to this guy for.
Oh, me too.
I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
Sean Danielson is the guy's name.
me
Holy
see- I wanna
shit,
see what he
Sean
looks like.
Sean Danielson. Why do you care what he looks like?
Because I'm curious.
Hmm.
You know what I always... first of all, it's... So, you hear the most unbelievable voices, and very rarely are they coupled with a very attractive person. So I always like to just see if the theory works out. And no offense to Sean.
It's getting worse.
No offense to Sean.
It's getting worse for you the more you
No,
talk.
it's not worse. It's just
Who are you to judge whether or
Floor-
not it's worse to me? This is the homie. This is the homie.
But see, he has this unbelievable voice, but you're not going to pick him out of a crowd. So it's always like unbelievable when it's like a very unbelievable voice and the person is very attractive.
Okay. I love this guy's vocal style. Holy moly.
Yeah, I could definitely listen to more. So the sound, like when he was like, there's like like when you kind of hit the guitar.
Yeah.
He was kind of doing that in there.
The acoustic
yeah,
thing.
and I love that sound
You turn
in
it
there.
into you turn the body into percussive.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that. And he was doing that in the song, and it reminded me. It kind of had this feel. Obviously, the vocal style was 10,000% better than what I had heard before, but there was this is so terrible. So there was this guy that he was like a Christian, but he was like starting his own band, and so he was like touring. But
the guy that was
now that I look back, I'm like, oh, okay, because now I understand what's going on with bands. So what he was doing, like, he just was not very popular, and he was trying to make himself popular by, like, he had a lot of like energy, like he was trying to be like he was going to be the next big thing, but he wasn't going to be. Now that I know more about music, like he wasn't even close. He really wasn't even close. He was all right, but he was not. Anyway, he ended up being a really
He's all right, but he's not real.
Yeah, he actually ended up being a pretty horrible person because we were in a youth group, which means we were like 12, 13, 15, like all in that range. And he was in his 30s, and he ended up, being disgusting with some of the kids. So it's like, wow. Wow. Anyway.
Yeah, so if I see you, I'm going to see you.
Slap the shit out of you.
So,
I'd slap him myself.
I'm not going to slap you, bro.
Oh, it'll be worse.
That's one of our people, right?
That was a liar. Yeah. He was a liar too because,
Yeah, I would ride for
he
Shorty.
started all this like stuff saying that, like, to make the person feel bad, like saying that somebody had cancer. All of it was lies. He was saying that he had cancer like later on in life.
I know. How real is that?
Like, who does
that?
Yeah. But anyway, his voice was not like this guy. This guy's voice was just really good. But
shout out to Jay Dispirited. He's the lead guitarist in our band. So
this song could actually go.
I'm dead ass serious. He's the lead guitarist of our band. Go ahead. Go. Let's talk about Jay.
Yeah.
Go.
He's the lead?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know
Who's
about
gonna
that.
be the lead? Me?
I thought you were the lead. I thought you were the one that came up with the whole thing. Anyway, so I'm not going to argue about that with you because... Anyway, close those eyes. So scared again. Take the fear and drink it in. Put the mask over your face, you worthless piece of...
Yeah, it's weird. That line, I love when people do that because the first couple lines were kind of like very good and very tight rhyme schemes and very appropriate, and then that one's just straight grime.
Yeah, I was like,
and I love that because it takes you off guard.
You know what happened?
It's like playing ping pong with Dorian. I just hit the right side and we get into a rhythm, and then I go whap and the ball goes that way. It's like that.
Nice. You know what's funny? When I heard that part, two things came into my mind. People Equal Shit came into my mind. That started playing in my head. And then I was thinking about these different songs that I've heard growing up about, abuse and stuff like that. And especially when kids are abused and then something bad happens if nobody reports it.
Yes. Yes.
And it's tough because sometimes you're like, man, I wonder if there's something bad happening over there. I wonder if that kid's in trouble, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell. And like, you don't want to cause trouble for someone in their family if it's just an assumption. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Well, the second stanza is interesting. Looking down and giving in, cover up that ugly skin, be the slave that everybody knows you've always been.
Yeah.
You can't look me in my eyes, pretend you don't hear these lies, and all the while I'm just a good boy doing what they said. Close those eyes now once again, easier to not offend. Place the bars around yourself, your cozy little path. You can't look me in my eyes, don't pretend you don't hear the lies, and all the while you're just a good boy. See? It was I'm just a good boy, and then it became you're just a good boy doing what they said. So just stay inside. You know what's best for you. You never thought this through. Are you alive? Just stay the right. There's nothing you can do. Stay the night. There's nothing you can do. We blinkered every truth. There's no better life.
So did he fold into himself? Is that where inside is? Inside of himself?
No, I think inside is probably stay within the confines that we've built for you. Because notice he said, remember he talked about the prison, place the bars around yourself. Mm-hmm. So
that's why I said he defolded within himself.
Yeah, but I think the construct that he's fighting against I think he's fighting against a certain type of construct. Wow. And he gets trapped within that construct. So that's why I'm saying like inside is not in himself, because himself is trying to actually be free. Like that's the whole point of the song, is that he is one way, but he's got these external pressures that are trying to make him another way.
Yeah, but I think when it says close those eyes, so scared again, take the fear and drink it in, put that mask over your face. Like, I think that there were certain expectations that were on him that he had to live up to and be, like you said, the world that they've created for him. And so he has to put a mask on so that way it can appear as though he's with them when he's really not, because you're right, he's fighting it.
Right. And the fact that he knows is the mask. See, the difference is when a person's really assimilated into these kinds of worldviews, they don't know they're wearing a mask. They don't see any difference between the mask and themselves. They don't know who they are. This is a guy who knows who he is. He knows that what he's wearing is a mask, and it's apparent through the song that he doesn't like it.
You know what's like creepy? To me, it's creepy in like a scary movie sort of way, but like growing up, there are certain constructs and ways that you were, supposed to live within this certain box. Right. And I never fit well inside that box that I was supposed to live in. Right. And so I put the mask on in a sense, but I didn't feel like I had the mask on because of that. Right. But then I ended up with you, and then I realized that when I didn't have the mask, I actually did. Right. Right. A really freaky feeling. Well, actually.
Yeah, and that's why I am the way that I am about the kids. Like, they're allowed to, disagree with me vehemently, and pretty much anything I say to them is in play for them to say back to me.
Yeah, I'm not like that.
So Sori's not like that. But I'm like that because I'm a big stickler on, I want to know what they actually believe and what they actually mean.
Yeah, so I'm good if we're having a conversation for them to say whatever they want. But if we're having a thing and I told you to do something and you better watch.
Well, yeah, but this is about like who you are as a person and all that stuff. This is not about like do the chores. This is about we're rejecting who you are as a person, and we want you to conform to what makes us look good in a given community or whatever.
I will say,
shout out to Queen Vampire.
Bye. Good night. There was one time we were all sitting around the dinner table. And Dorian is very much like, the dinner table means a lot to him. Everybody's sitting around eating, and like the traditional family, like this is what a family looks like, means a lot to him, as does to me as well. So anyways, we're all sitting around the table, and like the kids had been having like this disagreement about something that had been going on for like hours. I think they were still like, nobody had really like cleared the air, and so everybody was like still tense with each other. And so we sit down at the table, and like Dorian starts talking like it was a typical evening and we're going to discuss different things, like, because we usually get into all these interesting discussions at the dinner table, historical, scientific, it doesn't really matter, like there's all just different ones. Well, anyway, so Vin goes, we're not doing that here, and he's like, we're going to air stuff out, we're not going to be fake with each other, like we're a family. And so then like everybody started talking, and then we got the thing situated, and then we had the rest of our meal. But yeah, that's where I agree. I don't think that being fake is good, but I just thought that we were gonna just kind of put on the face for dinner, and then we were gonna like deal with it after. So it was a little bit jarring when Vin was like, "We're not gonna do this here," and then I was like, but then I'm like, you know what? I can throw in with you. Like, yeah, like let's squash this, and then let the kids figure this out. And a lot of times they figure out stuff on their own, but then there are other times where they kind of need our involvement in the situation. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really, really big on that. We're not doing any of this, Stepford House bullshit. Like
and that's a lot of times. That's a lot of our conflicts
that.
Is because I was raised that way. Like you put on the face, you put on the dress, you put on everything, and put everything forward like to be a certain person. So I always felt like I don't know how to explain that. I always felt like that there was, like, not just that there was a mask on my face, but that, like, my entire aura was not me. It was a projection of what I was supposed to be.
100%.
So.
Yeah, that's...
But that's one thing that's been so good about the channel was this was my space to be me.
That's true.
So when we started doing the channel,
gave you a safety net to really ventilate how you felt about shit.
Yeah, and I was able to work through a lot of things. Like, I mean, there was like one point in the channel where everybody was like, I really think that Sori is a secret, like, Satanist,
Yeah.
And I just felt really, like, negative about a lot of different things. But it feels good because I'm kind of coming to, like, a different spot in my life. And this channel was, like, literally... I would not be who I am without the channel. This channel has been so, so important. Like, yeah, it's super cool that we're able to, go full time off the channel and be able to do this music. And you guys have been unbelievable allowing us to be able to do this together. But at the same time, like, it was such a space for me to be able to be who I was and kind of feel like accepted in the unacceptable, because there was just a certain person that I was supposed to be. Leah actually was a big part of that too.
Oh yeah,
she was huge.
Yeah, Leah.
So.
Yeah. Shout out to Leah the villain. Yeah, and
but this part, are you alive? That's the. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, it's. I think the song was. I knew the song was going to be very impactful for you, but there's so many aspects. Lyrically it's not very dense, but he's touching on a lot of things. Like, so for example, the mask is like me and what I'm projecting to the world. But the other side of that is place the bars around yourself, your cozy little path. So that's also like the direction and trajectory of your life. Like these parents or whatever, they have this entire narrative for their kids about what they're going to do, what they're going to be. I mean, especially post-industrial revolution might have been a little bit different. But I mean, prior to the industrial revolution, right? Like your dad's a farmer, you're going to be a farmer. Like that's it. So like for generations, people have had their entire lives planned out for them by their parents. And then those kids grow up and do the same thing. And so it's almost like you're just handing down other people's plans for your life.
Oh, yeah.
And then because it was done to you, you then impose it on other people. I was just listening to, Vlad talk about all the ways people make money on the internet and things like that. And like it's obviously true. It's opened up a completely new
for sure.
New market. And so you can, back in the day, like 30 years ago, when somebody says you can be whatever you want to be, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You cannot be whoever you want to be. Like,
well,
you can't. but I do. But now there's so many less things that you cannot be. So that's what I believe. I don't believe you can be anything you want to be. But now, because of technology and the advancements, we can be there are a lot less things that we really cannot be. So, like, it's just the entire, it kind of gets you claustrophobic. Like, he's using terms like slave, cage, mask. It's a claustrophobic way to live. And obviously, as a person who's been in the music industry, it gets really tricky, right? Because here's what happens. Your parents, 90% of the time, are not going to want to support that because they know the odds of you becoming successful with music are not very big. So you get that feeling of, I'm rebelling, I'm going my own way, I'm blazing my own trail. Then you get hooked up with a record label with a guy that's probably your dad's age who tells you what kind of music to write. So you can never really escape it. And so, like, I think that's part of it too. Like, maybe he's reflecting back and saying, okay, I escaped this in this family system, but then I ended up in the record label and the same shit happened. You know, like, it's one of those crazy situations.
I think, though, that with the parents kind of, you know, let's say your father was a farmer and then he pushes being a farmer on you and you push it on the next kid. I don't necessarily think that that's so much like they are making you live their life. I think it's that they have lived their life as that, and so they've fallen, like, for us, for being YouTubers. Like, Zoe was in here with me the other day and she was like, how did you know what stuff you were supposed to get? And I said, we didn't know at first. We just slowly kind of worked our way into it. And then obviously, like, we have this splitter here so we can both listen on the same device. Zonia sent that to us. Yeah. Like, we have different stuff. Our lights back there, that was from Jay. We've got, like, and the stand itself was from Chris Culp. So there's just all these different...
The stand? That one?
This.
Oh, yeah, the stand was Culpy.
Yeah.
That we bought because of the Tool live listen session.
That we didn't buy. That I had.
Oh, yeah, right.
But anyway, like, I think that obviously if our kids were going to be YouTubers, we'd say, hey, this, and this are important things for you to know. Right. And I think that if you were a farmer, there's so much knowledge that your parents have gained over the years that if you're going to go into being an engineer, they're like, friggin', I can't help you with that. Yep. You know what I mean? But I could teach you to be a badass farmer, you know? And so they're looking at it as, now that we have toiled and done it, like, it almost makes your struggle more worth it if you're able to pass all that struggle onto your kids and say, this is everything that we've learned. So now with YouTube, you can do that. So even if our kids are not YouTubers, there's still lots of conversations that we have with you guys, the village, where somebody's like, hey, what do I need if I'm going to be doing YouTube? And we're able to answer those questions for our friends and help out other people. Or, like, some people shoot videos of it, where before you couldn't really spread your knowledge like that. So I think that for the parent, it was therapeutic to pass on the information to their kid. And obviously it was beneficial because the pitfalls that you went through, the parents already knew.
I agree. I think probably, I don't know, ridiculous numbers, 65% of the kids are like, yeah, I'm going to inherit the farm, blah, blah, blah. But that little exceptional kid who wants to be an artist and not milk cows at 5 in the morning, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that kid, he's got no hope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I meant, like, 50 years ago or whatever.
So hard.
Yeah, like that's what I'm talking about.
The record label.
What did you get the song?
Okay, I mean, this one's gonna have a high rating for me. Like, probably just, like, on face value, it probably wouldn't get super high. It probably, but I'm going high with it because it was super meaningful to me, and also, again, anytime that kind of gets me in the spiritual is always going to get a high rating. And to me, it was because it kind of mirrored some of the ways that I felt growing up at different points in my life. So it's and I kind of, like, fell into the feeling as the music was going and with his voice and stuff. So 9.8 for me.
9.48 for me. Really, I love the guy's vocal style. I want to hear more from this band. Inshallah, more people.
I know. Request it. Thank you, Neil. Neil D.
Neil D. Shout out to, really good song selection, bro. Mm-hmm. There you are, dear listener. The moral of the story is be in a band and don't milk cows. Vin out.
Sorry, out.
Gone. Why you look like that? You don't like milking cows?
Don't milk cows.
You know that guy that jumps up and he goes, smoke weed.
Yeah, I saw him.
He's like, hey, can you get me a local beer? I'm like, where are you from, bro? He's like, I'm from Michigan. I was like, all right, cool. Send me an email. I'll get you. I'll buy you a local beer from that place.
Yeah, you know where we can get it?
Did Connor win? Looks like Connor must have won.
Oh, you know where we can get it?
I'll find it. I'll Amazon
Oh no,
it.
I know where.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like no, we don't have to Amazon it. Let's go
Oh,
get
wait,
it.
wait, Jay, are you talking about beer from Michigan or are you talking about beer from Maine
No,
that
he
we
wants
send
local
you?
beer. Yeah,
Oh,
our
so
local
we're
beer.
gonna mail him a local beer. Okay. Yes. Okay. We'll do that for you. Send an email VinAndSori@gmail.com and send your address and we'll ship you some Maine. As a matter of fact, Sori knows a guy actually. Okay, JR, send it to us, VinAndSori@gmail.com. We'll have it to you by the end of next week, inshallah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
What?
It was just shocking. They also had over at that spot where I know where. Well, you said the end of next week, and I'm like, okay, I have to make sure that happens because I'm like the one that makes stuff happen. You're the one that comes up with the ideas.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I have to, by the end of next week, there's my deadline.
Yeah, you got a
so
deadline.
there was.
We should probably go tomorrow.
Yeah, we can go tomorrow. At that shop, they have Maynard stuff.
Oh, really? We
Yeah.
should get like a Maine shirt or some shit.
Maynard.
Maynard James Keenan.
Yes.
Oh, Tool shit.
Yeah, no, like he has some drink.
Oh, Tool's wine.
Wine
He's
or
a
something.
winer.
I'm pretty sure it was the wine.
We'll
but
get him the wine, and then he also wants the flavor of
No,
Maine.
no. What I wanted to try, follow what I'm saying. Stop assuming. So Maynard's drink was there. So when I went in and I saw that there, I was like, yo, we have to get that because I thought it would be fun to get it and to crack it open on the show and try it.
Okay.
VinAnd Sori try Maynard's whatever.
Well, maybe we can
get one for him too and
we
send
can
it.
get one
He
for
wants
him,
a beer though.
and then we can get him on video, and we can all drink at the same time.
Ah, that's a good idea. Okay, all right.
So, JR, we will only buy you the beer if you promise to drink with us on camera. That's the deal. We'll get you a Maynard thing, and then we'll also get you like a typical home brewery thingamajiggery. And then we'll do it. So if you'll do it live with us on camera, we'll get it for you. If not, then too bad, bitch. We're not gonna get you the alcohol.
Oh wait, which one was it? JR that said it?
Yeah, it's.
He said I don't have a
smoke
camera.
weed guy.
You don't have a camera?
Who doesn't have a camera
on your phone?
You're full of shit. You definitely have a camera on your phone. You can be on this app via your phone. We're not gonna let you get away with it.
With a crying emoji.
I'll
smoke weed for the three of them.
He didn't.
I can commit to
He
that.
said he'll smeek.
Yeah,
He'll
but he meant-
He'll smeek weed. How do you know? How do you know?
He said, "What app?"
All right.
We'd send you the link, and
J-
then you can just jump on with us.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put the link in the thing right now, Jr. Okay. Boom. And then you just pick
He's
it up.
a minor. Can you imagine?
He's a minor.
That's a goth mom just said.
Oh,
Can you
no.
imagine if he was?
On your.
Holy shit! Yeah, get on camera because I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not trying to
I'm
send.
not mailing some
we've had
underage
kids.
kid a beer.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, get on camera before we do that shit.
Get on
dude.
camera.
I need proof that you're not a child.
We need proof that you're not a child.
Oh my God, goth mom. Good call.
Thank God.
She's a mom.
Thank God we were rescued.
Somebody
Holy
was
shit.
responsible.
Look at these bums. Look at these bums. Only 100. Look at this.
Why
Look at
does it get
this.
so freaking hot in here?
Look at that.
What?
100. This guy, like he's the worst, bro. I have never seen a group of people catch such a major L and continue to punch themselves in the face. Like I've never seen anything like this in my entire life.
It's dark here. It's like 12:30. What do you mean it's 12:30? What do you care? Is your mom gonna stop you?
Yeah, this kid's
This is
underage.
a bad call. Bad call. Okay, we're not sending you anything until you come on camera. Seriously. I saw little Sean in my face when you said that.
Skylar.
What?
Yeah.
Skylar said she's not gonna let me live it down. They're getting the wrong Neil.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure,
you're 22.
You're 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get on camera.
Well, on your email, in the email, send us the screenshot of your driver's license, sir. We figured this guy.
He's just gonna tell his friend that's 22. Send me your license picture.
Well, that's good enough for me. That'll take care of litigation. Look, if he's 18 years old, he's old enough to kill and die in a war. So I don't understand.
Okay, well.
He's McLovin from Hawaii.
All right,
Just
ready?
above 21. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. You lying bastard.
Oh,
What's
boy.
the name
Okay,
of this
so
Tina Turner song? That's almost certainly going to be
funkier than a
blocked.
mosquito's tweeter. I think that's where they suck the blood from. I think that's what a tweeter is.
It's Nina Simone, so it's probably a cover, right?
Tina Turner's.
It must be a cover from Nina Simone.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, right there. Ike and Tina, funkier than a mosquito's tweeter. Click the link, because I want to see like where.
Ike and Tina Turner.
Click it. Is it the 2-minute one or the 5-minute one? It's the.
Hold on, we gotta get past this ad.
It's the 2-minute one, I think. Is that LDEC? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Well, okay, that's it.
2.5 minutes. Okay, so here is. I think you should open up Trello because I'm thinking you're going to want to screenshot these lyrics because he wrote the lyrics out.
Okay.
So
can you talk to the people?
He's got. Well, we're discussing how we're gonna do this.
Oh, here it is right here. For real, I'm 19, but I smoke weed and still drink occasionally. And Vin had the point. You can go to war at 18 and die. I'm rightfully allowed a beer.
Goth Mom was right.
Goth Mom was right.
We are not sending alcohol to an underage.
I am not. Especially after you admitted that shit on cam, my guy.
Honestly, if you didn't admit it, Vin would have done it.
If you didn't admit it, I'd be like, hell yes, that's this shit, bro.
Oh, that's sizing up to be so fun.
I even said,
but it was good you were honest.
I said you can go to war and all that shit. I don't care about that shit, bro. But then he went and told me the truth. The moral of the story is fucking lie, bro.
I wasn't actually expecting you. Oh, we know. We absolutely were going to.
Oh, we were absolutely going to, bro. We were going to do that shit. And then we were going to drink online. We're going to do like a virtual toast and shit. It was going to be fun, bro.
Maybe we can send him some champagne gummy bears.
But can he smoke? He can smoke weed legally where he is?
I guess.
But you can't drink?
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Fucking war on drugs, man.
Well, no, it does kind of make sense because I think that weed is far less damaging than alcohol. Look at Middle
Earth. Middle Earth goes, what could go wrong?
Oh, so many things.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah. Middle Earth, how many kids do you have?
Yeah, nigga, I'm gonna send you some box juices.
Some box juices.
That's
Seriously, I can get some champagne gummies.
Hey, I'll send you some juicy juice, my guy, or some Capri Suns. Oh. You know, when I was a kid, we were a little bit poor and shit, so like I had to do the box drinks, and all the cool kids had the Capri Suns.
We didn't even have box drinks. We drank from the fountain.
I'll send you a Capri Sun, my guy. It's a sting. Listen, JR, listen, bro. They just took my girl out of the Olympics, okay? Because she had a little bit of cannabis in her system, all right? So we got
your girl. I thought I was your girl.
We gotta follow rules.
Wait, I thought I was your girl.
There he goes. News report. Yeah, Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, and then M. Death Fan. Black guy pushes alcohol on the underage white child, all because of critical race theory.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Overshadow, you missed a lot of great stuff. We almost became criminals in 2.4 seconds.
You know who that's for.
Would you guys have paid our bail to get us out?
Yeah, we got the free VinAnd Sori campaign right here. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for saying I'm probably strong enough to be in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Oh, easy.
Well, we weren't sure since that girl was your girl.
Easy.
So on this stream,
your plan,
let's just lay it out. On this stream, Vin has said that he would get rid of the sun that I so desperately need, and that girl is his girl.
Oh, I forgot. You forgot to throw in Marxist. Yeah, I was going to give him a critical race Marxist bear theory. Okay, they would have bailed us out, though. It's all right. Look, they would have. They said they would have bailed us out. Mashallah.
Somebody needs to start one of those.
Jazakallahu khair.
Help our kids. Look. Oh shoot. Well, I would know if you guys are the cool aunt and uncle. Well, I know you guys are the cool aunt and uncle that could give someone weed and alcohol if they asked. It's not your kid, lol. Just kidding. Seriously, I had like aunts and uncles that I think, if I was interested in that, would have given it to me. Although they would never have kept their big mouths shut. It would have gone back to my parents for sure. If they could have kept it quiet, although I wasn't interested in trying anything with that. I literally thought it would end your life.
Oh, that's why I told Anina, fuck a misdemeanor. Beating motherfuckers like... I can't finish that line.
Thank you, Jay. That was a nice save for Vinny.
Yeah, that's why he's the lead guitarist, mashallah. You're his queen, higher ranked than his girl. Yeah, absolutely.
Look it, that's not at all what he meant.
That is absolutely what I meant. Yeah!
Well, ladies, that's obviously how Jay would look at it. Oh, is Jay in a relationship? I can't remember if he's in a relationship or not. If he's not, ladies, it sounds like a nice man. I've met him, actually, on the chat. He was very nice.
Yeah, well, this is when we were setting up our rig. Mm-hmm. We were setting up our rig with that distortion pillow and shit. Mm-hmm. No sarcasm in this comment whatsoever. All right.
Let's go.
Yeah, we've been avoiding it because it's the last song. Oh, so Jay is single. No, wait. He's just said no, so that might mean he's not single.
Nope, LOL.
That mean
I think he's not single.
That would never happen. You'll never see us light up a joint on our channel, you weirdo. What's wrong with you? All right, guys. We shall return. Vin,
I'm sorry.
if you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/VinAnd Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 here and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
And a child shell. So...
Okay, I don't believe you. Listen, you guys. There was this huge spider. I don't know. I think our air conditioner is not in properly. There was a spider this big, literally dangling above my head. So I tell Vin, get it. And I said, don't flick it at me. Just grab it and squash it. I wanted him to squash it with his hand. And he took it and threw it on the ground and did this very dramatic stomp. And then threw his shoe out the door. I said, show me that shoe. I want to see the spider squashed on the shoe. He didn't show me the shoe. So I don't believe it's really dead. So if that thing crawls up on me during this review, hell hath no fury. Seriously, I hate spiders. So prepare yourselves, because I will not hold back my scream of terror.
Well, we also have a young lady by the name of Tina Turner.
Yes.
Who wrote I don't think she wrote the song. She's performing in the song. The name of the song is, was it Funkier Than a Mosquito's Tweeter?
Mm-hmm. And this is for the big homie Davey in the Sky.
This is for the big homie Davey in the Sky. It's not for the big homie Neil. It's for the big homie Davey in the Sky. How is it like that?
Yep, exactly.
Shout out to the big homie Davey in the Sky. Having said that, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to introduce to you Tina Turner and Ike. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Turn the chart. Okay, turn it up. You got to turn this up.
You're nothing but a dirty, dirty old man. You do your thinking with a one-track mind. You keep preaching about heaven and glory, but on your face it shows a different story.
up your rap, your story's getting dusty. Wash out your mouth, your lies are getting rusty. I can't believe nothing you say, 'cause I'm around and I see what you do. You know you fuck it up than a mosquito's tweeter. You got a mouth like a herd of boll weavers. Same old game, you never change. Always rapping about the same old thing.
Blowing minds is the thing of the past. You blew your chance, that's why it never lasts. You wanna be a graduated lover, but in reality you're just another brother.
You think you slick, but you can stand a little greasing. The things you do ain't never really pleasing. I can't believe nothing you say, 'cause I'm around and I see what you do. You know ya funkier than a mosquito's tweeter. You got a mouth like a herd of boll weavers. Same old thing, you never change. Always laughing about the same old thing. You know ya funkier.
You put yourself up on a big stool. Nothing worse than an educated fool. Talking sex is your favorite conversation, but peace and love is the thing this generation.
What's in your head has really started showing. Your conversation is getting kinda boring. You're funkier than a mosquito's tweeter. You got a mouth like a herd of boll weavers. Same old thing, you never change. Always rapping about the same old thing. You know ya funkier than a mosquito's tweeter.
That was hard, bro. That was hard. Okay, so that was Nina Simone, right?
I thought
That was Nina Simone's song initially, and then I think Ike and Tina covered it, I think is what it was.
All right.
We've done a couple Nina Simone up in here, but that funk, that was some hard funk, man. Go ahead. What were you saying? What's going on?
I don't really like it.
Well, I didn't think you would like this. So the genre there is, it's called funk. So my stepdad, we used to listen to funk, and my brother's best friend. So I get massive conflicts with my mom. Things are going crazy. I went to live with my brother, and one of his roommates at the church was a big funk guy. So like he would come home. He used to drive the train. He would come home and then he would just put on funk. And the crazy thing about funk that was really interesting to me, because I'm such a, listening to metal, it seemed like funk emphasized the bass first. So like it seemed like in funk the bass line is the real star of the show. Obviously for metal that's like completely the opposite.
Yeah.
You did a whole damn you did a top 50 record without Justice for All, without any bass, which in my mind is a top 50 record of all time across the genres. So funk is more like, it's a different kind of genre. You definitely don't have a template for it, and I don't think that it would take you as, just like you didn't have initially a template for metal, and it took a really long time.
It really did.
Like especially like the black metal and all those other things, like where your mind. Well, that was both of us, right? Like both of us were in that situation with the black metal. We're like, what is this? And then like, what's the guy? Painkiller. I keep forgetting his name. Judas Priest.
Yeah,
right, Halford with his vocals. Remember?
Rob
remember?
Oh, I know. I totally remember.
So I definitely understand. I definitely understand why you wouldn't be. But what about the lyrics? Lyrically?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like that part. Let me see if there's. Okay, this is 12 seconds. So this is what I thought of when you said this. Listen.
I can't hear it. What?
How do we? Hold on.
You're on a different computer.
Yeah, that's okay. He said.
A fusion of jazz and punk. It's called funk. It's called punk.
No.
Junk. Whatever. Yeah.
Why did you have to talk through the whole thing?
Well, I heard it.
Well, I wanted them to hear it.
Oh.
It's a fusion of jazz and punk and funk. It's called junk. But it just reminded me of that when you were saying that. When you were saying the whole that it's funk. I'm not really, I think you're right. I don't have a palette at all for it. I don't have a category for it. Okay, so there's something about the like funk that sounds, there's something familiar in it. What type of music is mixed into it? Is it jazz or what's in there? There was something else in there that I like. Is it jazz?
I don't know. I've never heard you listen to jazz.
That's like, wouldn't that be like, that's that older stuff? Like when we think of like the, okay.
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
I'm trying to understand what, I'm pretty sure I know what jazz is. When you think of like, it's an old kind of dark bar, but not like a grimy bar. It's kind of like a little bit more on the sophisticated side.
Every time I think about jazz,
there's a black guy with a hat. There's a girl that's up there singing.
Yeah, it's a little smoky.
Everything's slow,
blue,
and yeah,
smoky in the bar. Yeah,
there's a lot of instruments.
Jazz.
That's jazz. Yeah. So I like jazz, especially in certain circumstances. I really, really like jazz. So if I'm thinking about the right thing.
Yeah, but I've just never heard you listen to jazz on your own.
I don't listen to much on my own because before I used to once I got out of my parents' home and the strictness of the no music, then I listened to a whole bunch of music. But then since I've been here, there's so much going on all the time that a lot of times when I get by myself to kind of like decide what I'm going to listen to, I don't listen to anything. I listen to the sound of silence, literally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there are some times when I listen to something, my go-to isn't jazz.
Yeah, your go-to is those poppy
because there's a certain type of mood that jazz sets for me, and I don't want to listen to jazz by myself.
No, I get it. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of jazz, but I do have a category for this because it's funky and the bass line and all that jazz.
So I think I like the jazz. I think I like the jazz part of it, but as far as like the funk side of it, I think I'm like, oh, stop! I don't really like. I mean,
the funk's that the entire genre is funk. That song is a funk song.
I understand that, but it's not just like some totally different type of music. There is jazz influence in it.
Well, there's
correct?
jazz and metal. You know what I'm saying? Like jazz influences. As a matter of fact, Korn. One of the ways that people were describing Korn was funk metal. Is what they would call it. Mm-hmm. Because Korn were doing some pretty creative things with their bass line and their drums and stuff. But I don't want to get like bogged down in that. Like I get it, but what about the lyrics? Did you like the lyrics?
Well, I guess I understood where they were coming from with the lyrics, but it was like it seems like there's a guy and he only like thinks about sex and talks about sex and stuff. But
it looks like he's like a preacher or something.
Yeah, I got that he was probably like a pastor too, because he said something. You keep preaching about heaven and glory, but it's on your face. It shows a different story.
You're nothing but a dirty old man. With
a one-track mind. I will say, my pastor growing up was not like that. Like, there were so many people that made me feel like I was only a sexual being. But I felt like that my pastor didn't even know that about. You know what I'm saying? Like my pastor he was not like that at all. He never made you feel like you were being objectified at all. Mm-hmm. But to me, the most the line that annoyed me the most was, "You're funkier than a mosquito's tweeter. You got a mouth like a herd of bull weevils." When she did that line, I was like, "No, I'm out. I didn't like that part." But then there was I don't know. It just really annoyed me. And then there was other parts.
Your reaction to the song is so strange.
There was other parts that then I would start kind of getting into it, and then that line would come up again, and that line just like, it just annoyed me. Just want to point out that there's spider webs across my fingers right now, so.
that probably has a lot to do with this review. So I assume Nina Simone, that she wrote it and they covered it. Actually, it's the other way around. They wrote it and she covered it. So Tina Turner's sister, Aileen Bullock, wrote the song, and
so
her and Ike sang it. So they're the original. Nina Simone is the cover.
So we just heard the original?
This was the original.
Can you just put on the Nina Simone one
This
for a
was
little
recorded in 1970. And then Nina Simone did hers in 71.
In 71?
74, actually.
Yeah, I'd like to hear hers.
Huh?
I'd like to hear hers.
I mean, it'd be the same, wouldn't it? Just a different singer?
Well, that's why it might change it. Maybe you like it more, maybe you like it less. I don't know. So are you playing it for everybody?
I'm playing it. It's probably going to get the thing blocked because it's a modern song and she's got a... Well, let's see.
I don't hear anything. Oh. Can they hear?
She's got a 5-minute version of it. You know.
Yeah, just get a feel.
Yeah.
Just get a feel.
It's completely different. It's not funk at all. I mean, just take the thing out. I just don't want to. I don't want to create 5 hours of work because it's going to be a, what do you call it? You just don't like funk as a genre. Like, I get it. Like, we understand. Lyrically, it looks like it's about a guy who
nothing worse than an educated fool. I did like that part.
He's the gross I never really heard about like pastors doing stuff like that until I met you. Like, I'd never heard of that. Like, my perception of pastors was always like they were the best people in the world. Like, I never had.
Why till you met me? I didn't know any pastors that were like that.
Yeah, but just the way that you are, every guy's a whatever, and all the rest of it, and then whatever. Like, it just like for a minute changed my. I was like, oh, because I took a lot of what you said as gospel until I was like, oh, wait a second, she hates men, so they're all like that with her.
No, the pastors weren't though.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really, really interesting stuff. But holy moly, what's in your head has really started showing. Your conversation is getting kind of boring. Like, I was wondering to myself, like, do those dudes not know that people know? Because, like, if you're the creepy dude that, like, is going after every third girl, like...
No, they don't. I don't believe they know.
Everybody's like, oh, Mace is that guy.
Yeah, I don't think they know. I don't think that they know.
Holy moly.
I don't think that they know because, like, shoot, there was just some weird situation that happened. Well, I know what it was. This is so terrible. Like, I think that Jank thinks that his lies are believable, and Anna. Like, I think that what they're saying out, like, it's patently obvious to anybody watching. You know what I'm saying?
To those of you who aren't familiar, there's a little jihad that is
happening in the political realm.
I mean, honestly, the jihad is over.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it's obvious to all of us that they're saying things that are obviously lies. Yeah. And I don't believe that they know that it's obvious lies. I think that they think it's not.
No, I'm certain Anna knows that she's lying.
No, but I'm saying, do they think that they have people fooled? I think that they think that their stuff is believable.
I think losing thousands of subs a day.
Okay, just try to follow what I'm saying. When they originally said it...
The reason I'm saying about, like, the pastors is that there's generally no, like, blowback if you're, like, the creepy guy.
A fallout?
Like, it just kind of allowed to happen, but all the girls... Like, for example, there was that guy that was just creepy, and he wasn't being, like, particularly gross about it, but he had no idea. So I finally said, hey, man, this is what the girls are saying. And he got angry at me.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, nobody's telling me that. That's what I mean. Like, nobody gives the weird guy that feedback. Like, bro, you're weird, especially in church context.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because, like, a lot of these predators, and some of you guys are like, I don't want to discourage you from going to church. Church is important, but there's a lot of, it's a thing among male predators in particular, is they will go to churches because they're allowed to kind of do that shit. And then there's this whole like, oh, we don't want to like upset anybody. We want people to come to church. So blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So like it creates this environment where, and there's also this like emphasis on redemption in churches. So it's like, you always want to give the guy
the space to be
a second shot or a third shot. You want to believe the best about him. Oh, I used to be this, and that. So the guy does something like weird. People are like, oh, that's okay, blah, blah, blah. And so a lot of guys, like, it's huge. Like, pedophiles and, just sexual perverts will gravitate toward church context for those reasons. They get to do that shit right under the nose of people, and so like the song is kind of funny and it's named Funkier Than Mosquitoes Tweeter or whatever, but it's just crazy to me that like that song was written in 1970 and it's old school, but this shit is still the same. Like it's unbelievable to me. It's absolutely mind-boggling. So like it's close to 50 years old. Like this shit is just crazy.
Yeah, and obviously like I think that most girls have had experiences with kind of creepy guys that allow... The way that you become a creepy guy is when you... It's so funny because the Bible gives you the code on how not to become a creepy person. One is you're not supposed to lust, and you're supposed to, kind of keep that in check. And on top of that, you're supposed to have sex once you're married. So if you're, doing it with everybody around the town and you're looking and lusting after women all the time, like, it's totally something that women can feel. Whether they tell you or not, it is something that they notice and that they can feel. And so I think that kind of, I don't remember where I was going with that. That message distracted me. But, do you remember what I was saying?
No.
Okay, you can talk.
What happened to you?
I got distracted by that message that came in because I'm like, oh, somebody posted to the creator page. Oh, no, I'm gonna have to check that. So yeah,
no, I was just talking about how religious institutions are a seedbed for these horrible people, and they take advantage of the good assumptions of people in the church context, and it's not. But it's weird, like this song, it's so obvious, this person, and in a lot of churches it's so obvious, but for whatever reason, and a lot of this is actually this discussion is actually happening right now in evangelicalism, finally, which is great. And it's about how men comport themselves sexually in the church context, considering the amount of women who have suffered sexual assault in religious context. But then everybody in church is a good dude. How does that work?
Right.
Right. We got married very, very young. We're 18 and 19. So we were not in church. I didn't spend a lot of time in church as a single person. So I don't know what the landscape is like for a single guy in a church. I do know that I was a very, very young guy in the church, and they said, oh, this guy knows his way a little bit around the Bible, so they stuck me downstairs with the kids. And I was the only one willing to do it. I was like, oh, I'll teach the kid. Nobody will teach the kids. I guess we got to teach them something. So I was down there in the basement for years, with these kids. And obviously, like I said, if I was me, I would do the same thing because we were young. I was like 22 years old, married. No kids yet, but I was married, so it's like, oh, okay. And the parents are like, yeah, sure, like dump the kids on me or whatever, and I try to follow up and say, hey, this is what we taught them. Parents didn't care. They were just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And so, like, it creates this environment where people, now after meeting you, now I'm like, holy shit, like if I had bad intentions, shit is crazy. It's crazy to me, like, you know what I mean, like.
Well, that same church made stupid decisions as far as that goes.
Well, they made evil decisions.
Yeah.
Because they were in that particular church. There was a guy who was on the sex offender registry, and it wasn't one of these, you're 17 and the girl lies to you and says she's 16 when she's really like 11. He was 36 and she was 9, some horrible thing like that.
And she was asleep.
And he wanted, the church that we had did not have a children's area. So I just said, nah, you can't come to like the general service. But what we will do is we'll show up to your house. We'll bring communion and everything. We'll do a Bible study. We'll bring the guitar. We'll do some worship with you. And shit, man, bring some of your, I hate to say it this way, bring some of your child molesting friends and we'll all have church together in your living room. Because of the nature of that offense, they tend to congregate together. That was my other problem. I told one of the leaders of the church, I'm like, listen, these people congregate together. I'm not going to have our church flooded with fucking child molesters and shit. And I'm going to be up there.
Because of the kids.
Yeah, it's because of the kids.
If we had no kids there, then we would say, of course, come on in.
There was no way. It was a bar. It was a bar. So there was no way to dichotomize the group. Like everybody was together.
Right.
So I said, I'm not going to have an entire contingent of child molesters in here.
Right.
Not because we're judging them, although I will say, obviously, that I was judging them. And I know I shouldn't. But I'm not going to pretend I'm a better person than I am. But that wasn't my primary motivation. My primary motivation was anytime there's a kid that walks through that door, I'm responsible for that kid. Especially these are street kids.
Right.
They've been through shit like crazy. Like, I'm not allowing that shit.
And a lot of times the moms, they were going through their own stuff, and so they were not very good at watching their kids. So it was
Well, and it was one of these silly suburban people who knows nothing about grinding in a downtown context, because there was a whole controversy because people were trying to paint it like I was some horrible person, discriminatory, yada yada yada. The guy called me, and I said, okay, I'm responsible for these kids though. So what do you want me to do? He's like, I mean, whatever. Let the parents deal with them. I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. These parents are selling these kids for drugs.
Right.
But you wouldn't know that because you're out in your little fucking suburban fucking, landscape where everything is perfect, which it's not, because what ended up happening was that guy, I told him, I said, look, bro, you can't come around here. You can't come around here around our folks, around our kids. Mm-hmm. Sori tore her ACL. We're playing basketball. You tore her ACL. So I was out of commission for a couple weeks making sure that she was straight. This motherfucker shows up, is intimidating people. One guy and his wife, they were going home. He was like trailing them. I was so angry at that dude. I'm like, you little bitch, you just sat there and let that dude intimidate your girl like that. You should have fucking. So anyway, I was, I ran in. I pulled up. Sure enough, there was a homie outside, and I was in the car with her ex actually. And I was like, this motherfucker. And then he tried to grab me. He's like, yo, Vin, chill. Because he knew. It's like, I don't talk shit, bro. So I got out of the car and he didn't come back. He didn't come back after that conversation. But what he ended up doing was going to the other church. And I told the guy, I'm like, are you kidding me? You're gonna let this guy in around your kids? He's like, well, it was basically, we don't judge people over here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, man, cool. I'm like, are you going to at least tell the parents? And this is where I fucked up. He never answered me. And what I should have done is I should have just sent out a blast email and said, look,
Yeah, 100%.
But long story short, what ended up happening was they found him in the library area. And the library area had like a little hutch out back or whatever, out of view, and they found him with a girl. And
little girl.
She was like 8 years old. And they unceremoniously like shoved him out the back door, and they just kept it moving like nothing happened. So this whole time it was Vin is this judgmental guy, blah, blah, blah. I was getting it from our side because there were a couple people that hadn't had kids. Remember there was one dude, like he hadn't had any kids yet, so he was all spiritual. Mm-hmm. And then the minute he had kids, he was like the worst. Mm-hmm. he was talking about executing.
Oh my gosh.
He went from, you're being a little bit judgmental, Vin, blah, 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 to we need to execute every single one of them the minute that he held his baby.
Okay, that's... we can't just go execute people. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And so, it's kind of a funny song and simplistic lyrically and stuff, but it does point out why our churches in these situations constantly.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I think you're right about what the way that you explain the situation.
And it's generally led by men. So there's that.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about sexual predators, men are mostly the ones committing that crime. So look, and if you have those urges and inclinations and things like that, like, I'm not going to say I don't judge you, because I do, but I'm not the one that you have to answer to, right? Mm-hmm. You got to answer to God. So he will love you and forgive you and save you from that stuff. I won't. So, it's better that you take that to Allah, because I have limits, and those are that's where my limit is, and I don't have the right biblically to set that as the limit. I'm in complete disobedience to God, and I know that. And when me and him have had that conversation, I say, well, you're gonna have to change my heart toward those folks, because if I see one of those motherfuckers, that's it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You're just going to have to call that as a loss, bro, until you change my heart in that way. And my heart hasn't been changed. So me and God, that's where we're at in the situation. So
yeah,
it is what it is. That's my feeling about it. And maybe, I shouldn't even say this, but maybe if in the church we handled those people the way they should be handled, maybe I would be a lot less the way that I am. But
Well, I think that that's kind of like a big miss with the church is sexual issues and dealing with them. I think there's a lot of energy, obviously.
It's male sexuality that the church has a problem with. The church has no problem making women feel like absolute shit for wearing pants that are too tight or skirts that are too small. And no, don't try to go at me with the inexperienced thing. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about here is validating sexual assault because somebody's skirt is too small and all the rest of it. So the church has no problem condemning women. The church has no problem blaming women when dudes fuck up and all the rest of it. It's always on the woman. So the church has no problem talking about sex and having uncomfortable conversations about sex. It's just male sexuality that they have a problem with.
Yeah, I just meant they have a general problem dealing with the issues around sexuality and blaming the people that ought to be blamed.
Well, around male sexuality, they have issues. They have no problem talking about female sexuality. That's my issue. Like if they never talked about sexuality at all, I'd say we just have a problem. But they do. They talk about it often. Let a girl show up in a tight dress or tight pants, and immediately the pastor just randomly puts out some, hey, be careful how you dress. You're making men struggle, which is nowhere in the Bible. So I'm with you a little bit in the sense of, yes, overarching, we have a problem with sex in the church. Absolutely.
That's what I was saying.
My problem is it's we have selective problems because there's no issue whatsoever in controlling female sexuality in the church. And it's not the women who are going around fucking shit up in the church, sexually speaking. It's the men. That's a fact. It's a fact. And then when the men screw up, instead of holding the men accountable, they find some way to blame the woman. Why? Because churches are run by men. And instead of the men saying, okay, God made us the leaders so that we're double responsible. If there's anybody where there should be unfair pressure about sexuality, it should be on the men, seeing as how we're the leaders of society according to the Bible and we're the leaders of the church. We love those leadership positions. We don't want any of the accountability. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. So there's that. So did you figure out?
I don't know.
So
I turned the gain, I thought, all the way down, but I don't know. Yeah, and there are female predators. It's not just a male thing. You know, they're I think that they're less, but I also think that when it happens,
they're much less.
Yeah. But I also think that when it happens, it's probably even less reported.
And in evangelical churches, the chances of a woman being in authority and then using that authority for her own sexual pleasure is slim to damn near none. But when you compare the other side, it's very, very common. That's why Timothy is told to flee youthful lusts. The women are never told in the Bible to flee youthful lusts. Why is Timothy told that? Because he's a leader.
Oh.
That's why.
Oh,
so the man who loved to trot out this, the Bible says that we're leaders in society, in the home, in the church, all of which are true. They will never tell you the next thing, which is in the New Testament, the leader is the slave of the house. That's literally the term that's used. The leader is the slave. They'll never tell you that. They'll just say, I'm the leader, and they won't tell you the second part. And then they use their leadership in order to manipulate these people into getting naked. And then when they manipulate them into getting naked, they then go around and blame and slut shame the girl instead of saying, holy shit, we misused our authority and we didn't exercise the type of restraint that the Bible told us to. No, it's the woman's fault. No, fuck you and everybody with you. It's your fault. So there's that. Okay, and I agree. I'm not gonna leave this review because Daniel is right and so is Sori. Males are less likely to report sexual abuse for fear of being seen as weak. I understand that. You're 100% right, and Sori's right that I'm certain that there are female predators in church that have taken advantage of men sexually. What I'm saying is, what is the norm? And who has because of the way the structure is created, who has more of an opportunity to do that kind of damage is what I'm talking about. So I understand that those are the exceptions, and the exceptions should be should be accounted for considering the situation that we're in. I get it, but what I'm talking about is the norm. I think growing up with George Carlin's Stand Up Together with a Catholic Upbringing really soured me in all organized religion. The hypocrisy of the church hiding predators was just too much for me. I agree. I agree. And I say this all the time. I say sometimes people push away faith, push away God or a version of God, faith, Christianity, or the church that is destructive. Mm-hmm. And I don't know this brother's situation, but if you came up in a context even remotely close to the toxic context that she came up in, some of the best spiritual things you can do is avoid that kind of Christianity and that church and kind of hang out until Jesus meets you and tells you how shit is really supposed to go. But I have no tolerance, none for that type of thing. And like I said, I understand it's a weakness of mine. I have no biblical ground to stand on at all, and I'm completely in the wrong, and I don't care. Well, you do that to a kid and I find you, you better be right with God. And it's not just me. Most dudes are like that. Even when we were down there, even when we were downtown, we're talking about the grimiest criminal dudes. One of those guys that ended up killing Dosty was in there. He was a regular. Yeah, so like, we had some killers down there, okay? And even when one of the guys that was on the registry and they found him, there were a lot of times we had to protect people. So like, I hate those people, but in a situation, there was that one guy, and we didn't have anything definitive, so I stepped in the middle. But people even heard that he had done something. Even the street guys were about to go and put the screws to that guy.
Yeah, I think that... Okay, don't mishear me here. I am extremely angry when people do that toward children. It sickens me. It's a very, very upsetting topic. Simultaneously, I do feel a little uncomfortable when the topic comes up because it's the one group of people that it's almost praised if you hate them. And so I think that they're in a really tough position. Obviously, please, again, don't misunderstand me. I'm extremely angry when they damage children and destroy children because of their own selfish actions. Simultaneously, if somebody has that issue and they recognize that they have that issue, where can they go? Who can they talk to? If I have a problem and I feel like I'm going to blow up on somebody, I can talk to Vin. Oh my word, I'm so friggin' mad at this person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the sins that I'm going to talk to you about, they're common and you understand them. You know what I mean? But if somebody has that sort of an issue, like, holy shit, who can they talk to? Because if they come and talk to you... You
mean if they're inclined to be attracted to kids.
Right.
Right. Not that they've done it, but they've got those urges, and who can they talk to?
Right. And I feel like that creates a situation where if they had the urges and they could talk, because there's a scripture that talks about confess your sins one to another and be healed. There is a certain type of healing that happens when you talk about stuff. And so this is like the one sin that you can't talk about, because if you do, that's it for you. So if they don't say anything and then they're just sitting and stewing in it, they have no place to go with this. And then all of a sudden opportunity arises and then they do something horrible to a child. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like it's bad, becomes worse, because now what they just did to the kid, now they gotta threaten the kid because now they're scared of getting caught, and the whole thing just keeps getting worse. And then once they've done it once, then it's the inclination to have to do it again, and it just becomes an entire lifestyle of destruction. And so there is a part of me that really, really, there is a part of me, it's such, I'm so like in two places at the same time with it, because I do feel like, I think all the time, what if my sin, okay, so I grew up in a Christian home, and like obviously being gay or, feeling homosexual or anything, I have to be careful because my kids are right out there. If you have any of those sort of inclinations, that's so bad. So if I, feeling that way growing up, I never said anything to anybody. You were the first person I was able to talk to about that.
That you had LGBT inclination.
Right. And so I think I felt for myself, like, here I am, I'm having this, I need help, and I can't talk to anybody about this, because you didn't know who was safe to talk to. And if you said something, it could destroy you, because in the Christian community, a lot of times if you have any of those inclinations, you're automatically pegged as like some sort of a pervert. And so if you are having those inclinations, then, well, what if you would do something with kids? And it's not even, it's not like that. Just because you would want to be gay doesn't mean that you want to do something to children, or, but there's not a lot of separations. And so, I had to carry that for years by myself. And you were the first person that I could talk to. And it felt so good to be able to talk to somebody about it. And so I think, holy shit, if it was the other thing and I had to carry that for all those years and there was literally nobody that I could talk to, that would be horrible.
I agree.
So I'm obviously angry that this stuff happens to children, but at the same time, I feel like somebody, No,
I agree. And honestly, my way of dealing with it is probably more hurtful than helpful, because at the end of the day, you create a society where somebody can't say, I need help,
right?
Then they're more likely
start to finish the whole
to do something than to not do something.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying I am in the wrong. If you have those inclinations and you're fighting against them, I am wrong to judge you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I understand that. I'm not saying you're right. From what I know of the Bible, your perspective is the correct one. All I'm saying is, I'm just being real and saying I'm wrong here. I'm conscious of the fact that I'm wrong here, and unless and until God changes that, I'm just gonna stay in that position, because that is at the end of what I can tolerate. Is all I'm saying. But you're right. You're right. My inclination of just line them up, and that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And the thing is, now with internet, it's like, I think that this thing can become bigger than the person even realizes, because if they have like that, let's say they have that desire, that certain urge, even when I say it, it's very upsetting to me. It like actually makes me feel a little bit like I'm gonna get sick.
Yeah, sick.
I have a very, very hard time with it. But at the same time, I think, okay, if somebody is having those urges, and the way that the internet is, and you can just go, like, you can go anywhere and you can see anything on the internet, and it's bad. It's like a poison. You know what I mean? Like, they start watching those things, and then it just makes them more of a predator, but the whole thing is just secretive. And then all of a sudden, like, somebody gets, like, all of a sudden they'll like confiscate somebody's computer, and you're like, holy shit, that person just got arrested because they were into child porn. And like, that the whole world is like, oh my gosh, that person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rightly so.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everybody else that's in that situation then gets more secretive about it, because they don't want to be put on display like that.
Well, and the other side of this that nobody wants to look at is that there's an entire genre, a very popular genre of pornography, the barely legal shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like, if you're somebody that's like, you're 40 years old and you're looking at some girl who was born in 2003,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
and your girl was born in 2003. It was like after 9/11, and you're fucking 40, 45. You're fucking 40. You're almost dead, and you're looking, and then it's this barely legal genre.
Mm-hmm.
Where you've got these 18-year-old girls that look like they're 14 and they dress them up in pigtails and shit. Like, that's one of those situations where I don't give a fuck. You're still... That's gross as hell, bro. And I don't...
that is a category that is looked at by a lot.
It's a massive... that's what
I'm saying.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like, that's a lot more ubiquitous than people are pretending. These are not like half of 1% of the society. How the fuck is that kind of porn so popular then?
Right.
If it's just something that very, very, very few people do. Like, so we've got a really sick. The Western world and sexuality is extremely sick. It's just a fact. And so I think for me, because of when we started interfacing with people, we interfaced with them on the back end of surviving sexual abuse. So we got to see this happen when they were 4, and the drugs and the prostitution and the horrible thing, and then the horrible things that they did to their kids cyclically. The life expectancy. A lot of people don't know this, but your life expectancy is much lower if you're an inner city person who's been sexually abused. I mean, there's just so many issues. It makes it extremely difficult for me to forgive. But I'm wrong, and I should. But to Goth Mom's point, it's all gravy when it's not your kid, you know. And I felt like those kids that would come in were our kids and our responsibility.
Right. And I don't think it's all gravy. I do think.
And I would have murdered that dude if he would have touched one of our kids. That's
the thing.
If he would have touched one of our kids, bro, I would have murdered that guy. I really would have. Because I was in the middle.
Lord, don't put me in that situation.
I know. I was working.
I know.
Like, we had that going on, but then I had to go take trips.
Yeah.
You know, so it wouldn't have been anything for me to smoke that dude at all. It wouldn't have been nothing for me to smoke that guy at all. But I'm wrong for it. I know I'm wrong for it. And you know, if you have those inclinations, God can absolutely save you. He absolutely can. I'm just you know, God needs to save me from my resentment from those people. You know, like, we're all fucked up. You're fucked up because you know, whatever, and I'm fucked up because I want to hurt you for it. So.
Yeah.
But I'm just never gonna pretend, man. I'm never gonna pretend I'm a better person than I am. That's where I'm at, and I'm wrong, and I know it. So pray for your boy.
Yeah. But you're right though about, you know, the barely legal and all that stuff. Like, how we have it. And the other thing too is, like, you know, remember I said that I had gone to the store to get some stuff, and there was this old man that was there, like, literally could have been my grandfather, and he was just looking and looking and looking. It was so uncomfortable. And then he made this, like, weird noise that was even more uncomfortable when I went by him, and he was like, look, it was just and, like, to me, I think, holy moly, like, that, if you're a man and you continually allow yourself to objectify women or children or anybody, you know what I mean? Like, and you don't have your sexuality in check, you are going to grow old and be that scary, dirty old person.
Right.
And
it's true.
You know,
true.
When you're 22 and you're hot and you're checking girls out and the girls like it because they're like, oh, look at this guy. But if you keep that behavior up, that objectification, your body's going to get older. And now suddenly you're an old man lusting after 22-year-old girls or 15-year-old girls. That's a major problem. Yep. You have to get that thing in check now.
Yep.
Don't wait.
Yep.
Because you set your brain a certain way and you do it without even thinking. Like, I don't know if that old man knew that he made that noise. Like, it was so gross. Like, maybe he did it on purpose.
That's the thing that's crazy to me. It's like, I can't even, like, my girl can't even go to the fucking
grocery store.
Because that doesn't happen when I'm there.
Right.
Well, there was that one time the guy was like 6'9" at the gas station. He said something kind of reckless to you or whatever. And I got in the car, and remember we were handing out those things. You're like, yo, that guy said something. I said, what? So I went in there, and I was like, yo. But he was like, yo, but, you know, he was black, and, you know, it was a little bit different. He was like, yeah. He's like, yo, man, I didn't know I was your girl. But he wasn't scared. I mean, the guy was 6'9", but it was just a man-to-man type, respect type situation. And he wasn't. But he was young. Yeah. He was our age.
Yeah, the energy, like, you could feel different energies. Like, sometimes you feel the energy of, like, literally all I am is an object to this person.
Right.
And then, like, the way that he was kind of coming out, it was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it was like...
It's like a party.
Yeah, it was like that. Like, let's party together.
I wasn't with you. I was off talking to other people. He didn't know that you were... Right. Yeah, I know.
It looked like, hey, come to the party with me. It wasn't like, I'm going to peek through the keyhole in your bedroom. You know what I'm saying? They're like, there's a difference in the feel.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, don't be a perverted dick who objectifies women all over the place. Get that in check.
Yeah, I agree. Get it in check.
So one review we ended in prayer. That one I ended that way. Holy moly!
The other review is like, Listen, man. I'll execute you.
That's cool, Wheezy D. He said that when he's out in public, he doesn't have kids, but when he's out in public, he watches out for the safety of other kids.
You got to, man. You got to.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a village.
Yep.
Takes a village.
Yep. All right.
The moral of the story is everybody's fucked up, and without Jesus, I don't care what you say. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, good song. I like the funk. I'm going to give it a high score because I actually like funk music. Sori's a racist, so she doesn't like funk, obviously, because she's a racist, clearly. 9.1 for me.
9.1. A 6.
What? What? A 6? How dare you?
Put that one up.
How dare you? Yeah, we're going to leave it with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a 6.
You just never know what you're going to get
you
on VinAnd Sori's channel.
You don't.
It's a wild ride. 3 hours, bitches. 3 hours. Sentinel gives it an 8.3. Having spoken like a true racist. Ben Webb, where were you, bitch? We needed you.
I know.
He's probably out.
Bricktown had to take over for him.
He's probably out enjoying his day.
Yep.
He's out enjoying his day.
Well, there you have it.
You didn't expect to pull such a big discussion out of that song. Well, there you go. That's VinAnd Sori, bro. What can you do about it? Check us out. Also on Middle America, we're going to be shooting an update video from Middle America pretty soon here. There you go. All right, y'all. Having said that, we are out of here. Vin out.